Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks. It is live chat 148 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Good to see you. I've just hot-footed it miles. You wouldn't believe how far I've just traveled. I've had to go from that side of the office to here. Zoomer and I have just filmed the next episode of our Duran Trat. That's not even a word. Duran Chat, the series that we're doing, looking at Duran, their albums. Finished about 7 minutes to 6. It's now 1 minute past 6, and I'm here. So good to see you. Live chat 148 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. It's Sunday evening, 6 o'clock. We now do Sundays, not Tuesdays. Hope you're all safe and well. Hope your bass playing's going great. There's a flood of messages here. I'm like, we've only just started. How have they done all that? Anyway, good to see you. Neil Noble, Bob Weir, R.I.P. Bob Weir. Bob Weir? Something's happened I'm not aware of. Bob Weir, American musician and songwriter, Grateful Dead guitarist, died at 78. Died yesterday. Rest in peace, Bob Weir. Sorry to hear that. Neil, hope you're well. Good to see you. Stacey Ann there. Good to see you too. Electric Low End, good to see you. Adrian Carpenter, hey, welcome. Bass playing, we're talking. Hope you're well. Hope you're a bass player. Adrian Carpenter seems to know who Stacey is. Or not. Maybe just people saying hello. Adrian, if you're a bass player, come on in. You're amongst friends. Good to see you. Stacey giving the emoji icon an absolute pummeling. That's what I like to see. Lots and lots and lots of emojis. Good for you. Leo, good to see you. How is the recuperation from appendicitis and broken wrists and all that? Hope you're doing well. Bill Derbyshire, good to see you too. There's lovely young Zoomer. It's a fine looking chap. I saw him only 7 minutes ago. He played a blinder today, ladies and gentlemen. Held it all together. Should be a good episode. He's going to edit it up. Probably be out in the next couple of days. It's a good one. It's a good one. I know. I've just been doing it. Pulled out all the first album 12 inches, box sets, limited edition color vinyls. The gems we've got. You've got no idea, believe me. Anyway, he did really well. He's now got to edit it. Zoomer, tell me if you need me to do anything. I'll go into, once we finish the live chat, I'm going to cook my dinner. I'll come back. I'll do vidIQ for you with all the AI stuff and all the keywords and all of that stuff. I'll do all that once we finish, but it's all good. Good luck with the editing. We're shorter today. We didn't do 2 hours. We did about an hour and 35. So it's all good. Frank Nelson, good to see you. You're telling me he's Bill. Yeah, Bob Weir was in Grateful Dead. Thank you. It's just what I like. Helpful people that come here on a Brooks's Bass Corner. It's fabulous. Thank you. George, good to see you too. Rest in peace, Bob Weir. Yeah, exactly that. Everyone's saying hello, Adrian. You wish you were a bass player. Well, you are in the right place. If you want to be a bass player, you're in the right place. I don't know how you found the channel. Maybe you've watched the Duran thing on Zoomer's channel. I don't know. But anyway, you're welcome. Come on in. We're a friendly bunch. We don't talk religion. We don't do politics. Other than that, we try and keep bass focused as much as possible. If you want to talk about music in general, it's all good. Feel free to contribute to the live chat. There's young Gareth. Good to see you, my man. We're not doing well at the moment. 2-0 down, I think, against Brighton. What's going on? If anyone's tuning in, having watched Zoomer's Duran video, we have the obviously resplendent t-shirt. You got to have the right garb. You're going to do the videos. You got to wear the clobber, you know. Anyway, it's all good. Right, here we are. It is 6:05. Come on in. We're talking basses, bass guitars, bass amps, effects, cleaning materials, gig bags, strings, cases, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on. You want to talk about music generally? That's fine by me. Try and keep it bass centered, but we can go a little off topic. We just don't do religion. We don't do politics. I don't want any of that. If people come on here, either from the live chat feed, shorts feed, whatever, you want to come on, be rude, obnoxious, aggressive, nasty, you're straight out the door. You get one message and you're gone. That's how we run it here. No one gets bullied. We don't do bullying here on Brooks's Bass Corner. That's not acceptable. Bring your manners. Be nice. Be pleasant. Be friendly. All is good. Steve Badak, good to see you too. Adrian, yes, the Duran show. Well, there's Zoomer directly below your message. There's young Zoomer. He's the I was going to say culprit, but it's not. He's the curator of what we're doing on that video series. So he and I hatched a plan a little while ago that we were talking too much on these live chats about Duran, and everyone else was going, can we talk about something else, please? So we said, look, we should do a couple of videos here. And then when we started plotting it out, I've worked it out, Zoomer. At the moment, the lowest number of videos we're going to do is 21. At most, we could end up close to 30. So let's see how we go. Anyway, and the original plan, we're sticking to it. We're going to go up to and including Power Station and Arcadia. Stop before we get to Notorious. If the videos are doing well and people are enjoying them and we're getting comments and general acceptance, then we'll do the next batch. And if we don't, then we'll stop after the big guns of first album, Rio, Seven the Ragged Tiger, Arcadia, Power Station. We don't even get as far as Notorious. Let's see how we go. But it's coming along rather nicely, I have to say. And if he can work his magic like he did on last week's one, we're on to a winner. So fingers crossed. But if you want to fire some questions at the superstar, he's there directly below you in the live chat. Zoomer saying, hello, Adrian. Mike, Adrian knows B. Oh, has he nicked her T-shirt collection as well? This man has a lack of Duran Duran T-shirts, not Zoomer, beat after beat. He's not here yet. He will be. Someone will rattle his cage and he'll appear. But he keeps trying to steal Zoomer's T-shirts. If he could get to England, he'd probably try and steal mine as well. Good luck with that. The dogs would have you before you even got the drive. Electric Low End, cataract surgery this coming Thursday. Best of luck. Best wishes. Love and support for you. They're going to harvest your eyeballs. If anyone's eating their dinner at the moment, you might want to look away as I recite this message. They're going to harvest your eyeballs and plug in robot eyes to spy on us all. Okay. You're going to go blind. No, you're not going blind. Are you? That's what you're going to have the cataract surgery to prevent, surely. I know a bit about this. My mum's going through similar problems. She's only got 5% vision left, maybe less. They can't operate on my mum's cataracts because if they do, they'll break the seal on the eyeball. And because she's diabetic, it could completely take away any vision she has left, which isn't much. So I know what you're going through. So best of luck this week. Frank Nelson, what a lovely safe space to be in. That's the general plan. People come in here, be aggressive, nasty, obnoxious, rude. I'm not having it. So yeah, anyone that comes in like that and starts spouting nonsense, they're gone. They don't hang around very long. We run a nice, friendly, orderly ship here. It gets a little out of hand sometimes when Richard gets here, of course, but I'm being cheeky. Don't worry. Adrian, hey, Frank, George, 30 videos sounds good. We'll see. We're going to get to the first one's done. First album's done. Rio, Seven the Ragged Tiger, Arena, Arcadia, Power Station. 7. We're going to do 7 videos, and then we'll sort of let it word fester. And we'll see how the analytics are showing up once we kind of get into that. So, but the first video, well, let's have a quick look, shall we? I haven't checked it in a few days. It's on Zoomer's channel. It's not here on Brooks's Bass Corner. I will put a link up for it. Just bear with me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I will put a link up. I haven't even looked at it in a couple of days. So 830 views in a week. What have we had there? 70 thumbs ups, 82 comments. That's not bad going in my book for a video. Zoomer's similar ballpark channel to me. That's not bad for a first week. All it needs is a couple more videos in there. If we turn it into a podcast as well, it could suddenly fly off the bat. So fingers crossed. If you haven't seen that video and you think, what the hell is he banging on about? Here you go. There's a link to it here. Enjoy. Happy viewing. It's a good watch. I think so. I think it's all in the editing, but so you can blame him. Gaz, you found a new appreciation for Trevor Boulder. after woodshedding some of Bowie's material this week. Young Gareth is going to be performing in a Bowie tribute show. I'm looking forward to seeing some video and possibly some audio as well. So, yeah, get cracking on that, Gaz. I want to hear good reports on that. What a joy to play. Enjoy. There's young Richard. Evening. Good to see you. Gareth saying hello to Richard. Right. So if you're new to the channel, if you've never been on a live chat, either here on Brooks' Bass Corner or on other channels, come on in. You're very welcome. We're broadcasting out in two formats. So there are two separate feeds for this. There's a vertical and a horizontal. I have since last week's live chat found out that now YouTube have incorporated this into their system, but you have to go into their it's the stream side of the YouTube app on desktop, and I have to start making loads of changes. And rather than do it experimentally in the middle of a live chat, I'm going to do it over the next couple of days and see how it works. I'm doing some test broadcasts, so I'm not going to implement it today. So what you guys will find, and put the comments on stage as well, that'd be good, is if whichever feed you're in, if you're looking at the live chat window to the side or below, if you're on the mobile app, it will be below. If you're watching the desktop, the live chat will be going on the right hand side. In the horizontal stream, you only get the horizontal messages from people that are watching on the horizontal stream. In the vertical stream, you only get the messages from the people that are watching and commenting in the vertical stream. The way to do it is to watch these messages that are on the corner in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. That's all the messages. That's collated. So if you can, I know on a phone it's a bit difficult, but if you can, keep an eye on that tracker rather than the message feed either below the video on vertical or to the right hand side if you're on desktop. I will try and make the font bigger on there if I can. So we want to go big. Do we want tall? No, we want wide. So you get it all that way. So this week will be another sort of live chat experiment like it was last week. By next week, I will have this sorted. So it might be that we run through the YouTube app on desktop moving forward. We will see. See how it all pans out. Just going through messages. Zoomer's music pop quiz. Who was the bassist on Ashes to Ashes? Oh, I do know this. Is it Tony Visconti? Frank Nelson loved Trevor Boulder's work with Bowie. Yep. And Mott the Hoople, I think. He did some Mott the Hoople, I think. I could be wrong. Flat Fifth, good to see you. Good morning from Northern California. I'm not sure whose ID that is. You're new here. Welcome. Come on in. Welcome. We're talking bass guitars, bass players, all that sort of thing. George, Bowie always had amazing musicians. He wasn't going to have any old rubbish, was he? Let's be fair. So if you're new to the live chats, come on in. If you're on the vertical stream, the live chat is going on directly below the video window. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. So you'll see a load of messages on the right-hand side of your screen. At the bottom of that live chat window, you'll see a rectangle that says chat or comment. Put your insertion point or cursor in there, type away, press send. It appears here in the live chat. Then I can respond to it, as can the fine people that frequent the Brooks' Bass Corner live chat. If you're asking a question or looking for advice, I will do my very best to help you. Tap into the knowledge that's up here. There ain't a lot in there, but what I've got, you can have. And if I don't know the answer, then other people here on the live chats will contribute. Certainly if you're asking a gear question or looking for some information about various bass players. Next to the rectangle, you'll see an emoji icon. Feel free to give that an absolute pummeling because the YouTube algorithm loves emojis in live chats. It means you're getting involved in the chat. You're positive about what we're doing here on the live chat. And so it pushes the live chat out to more and more people that are on YouTube. Next to that, you'll see a rectangle with a dollar symbol in it. That's called Super Chat. Allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel if you wish to do so. You don't have to. The videos are free to watch, but the channel is a monetized channel. So I'm intending on keeping this channel running for the next 20 to 25 years, if YouTube still exists in 20, 25 years. Everything you see, the cameras, the microphones, stands, leads, cables, lights, basses, amps, effects, all the cleaning maintenance stuff you see in the workshop videos, everything comes out of my pocket. So any money you contribute to the channel gets plowed straight back into that. It pays for the vidIQ subscription. It pays for everything you see in the videos. So if you wish to help, fabulous. If you don't, then fine. Sit back, enjoy the live chat, enjoy the other content on the channel, help yourself. I hope there's some content here on Brooks' Bass Corner that works for you in one way or another. That's the live chat window. This is the video window that you're watching. Directly below, you'll see a row of icons. There's a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Please give the live chat a thumbs up, even if you're watching after the event. I can't stress enough. I say it every week on the live chats. The thumbs up, leaving comments in the comments section, and sharing the video out to social media, email, and websites is so important, both for the video, for me, for the channel. So if you give the video a thumbs up, thank you very much in advance, but I will keep reiterating through the live chat, please give it a thumbs up. If you're going to give it a thumbs down, then please leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you don't like. I can't make the videos better if I don't know what the problem is. Next to that, you'll see a share arrow, so you can share the video out to social media, email, and websites. There's a watch later icon, so you can save the video to watch at a later date. Then you've got a love heart with a dollar symbol in. That's called Super Thanks, which works exactly the same way as Super Chat. But the Super Thanks icon exists on every single video here on the channel. So Super Chat works when we're doing live chats. Super Thanks exists on the live chats and everything else. So if you watch one of the videos at 3 in the morning and I'm showing you how to set a bass up, or restringing, or cleaning, or waxing, or what have you, and you suddenly think that was really useful, I found that really helpful, you can hit the Super Thanks button, contribute to the channel if you wish to do so, but you don't have to. It's free. But if you want to help me, help the videos, help the channel, a financial started already, isn't it? Hey, a financial contribution really helps. So next to the thumbs up, thumbs down, done the share arrow, done the Super Thanks. We then get into description box. In there, you'll find timestamps for the video from about midday tomorrow. So basically, if you're watching this, our live chats last between 2 and 3 hours, sometimes a bit longer. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can, or you do, but you haven't got 3 hours, you can run it at double speed. You can still hear what we're saying. It just sounds like we're mice in a windmill. That's it. The old, we sound like Japanese kamikaze pilots. That's what it's. Yeah. So you can run it at double speed, or you can use the timestamps option. So in the description box, there will be a time code, and then it'll tell you what we're talking about in that section. Or when you're watching the video, if you put your cursor towards the bottom of the screen where the play and pause buttons are, a red line will come up, and that's the time feed. So the timestamps in description box tally up with the breaks in the timeline, so you can skip through and go to the various topics that you want to listen to and watch. Nick, after that, you've got Brooks' Bass Corner merch links. So if you want hoodies, we've got mouse mats, we've got t-shirts, caps, 170 items, 15 different designs. There'll be some new designs very shortly as well. From the 13th, which is Tuesday, there is, I've got it all open this week. I know exactly what I'm going to tell you. We have got 20% off everything, and that runs from 1 second after midnight on Tuesday through till 23:59 on the 18th, which is next Sunday. Mum's birthday, 70 next Sunday. She'll be watching. It's the week before you turn 70. So all merch is 20% off from Tuesday through to Sunday. Affiliate merch links in description box. After those, you'll find affiliate links for the Bass Center here in the UK, Top Cashback, and vidIQ. After that, you'll find affiliate links for bass retailers, so Amazon and Thomann. I still haven't got that Anderton's link up. I need to sort that this week. So if you're looking to buy a bass amp, speaker, combo, effects, leads, strings, cleaning materials, gig bags, cases, anything to do with bass playing, there are affiliate links there. So you have Brooks' Bass Corner stores on Amazon, UK and worldwide, and Thomann. So if you've got any bass related items you're thinking of buying, go into those retailers, find the item you want using the affiliate links in the description box. If you go through and purchase the item, we get a very small affiliate commission as a kickback, which again helps to keep the channel running. And then after the affiliate links, you'll find social media links. You'll find some Facebook, Instagram, Be Real, Reddit, Quora, Discord, and TikTok. There, we're done. Back into the chat. Let's see what people are talking about. Gareth Harrison, it was George Murray on Ashes to Ashes. Well done. Trevor Boulder also played with Uriah Heep and Wishbone Ash. Yes, he did. Bill Derbyshire, yes, I believe it's George Murray. Well done, lads. According to Wiki, I hadn't gone into Wiki, so with Tony Visconti producing. There we go. Frank Nelson, think it was George Murray on Ashes to Ashes. Thought it was Carlos Alomar, and he would have been the guitar player, probably with an alembic 6-string guitar. Richard, evening, flat fifth, welcome. Although we're usually tuned in fourths, indeed we are. So it's an open field tonight. Anything to do with bass playing, bass players, gear, songs, music. Bowie's 10-year anniversary yesterday. Anything you want to talk about, fire away, and we will try and help. If you're looking for advice, maybe you're a new bass player, maybe you got a bass for Christmas and you're thinking, where do I start? You're in the right place. We can guide you. We can give you some help, give you a few pointers, get you on the road. If maybe you got your first audition coming up and you're scared witless, if we can help. Done plenty of auditions. Give you plenty of pointers on what to do and what not to do. Maybe trying to set up your first pedal board. More than happy to help in that department. Anything you want to talk about, fire away, put it in the live chat window and we will try and help. Gareth Harrison, what's your favorite Bowie bass line? Well, Ashes to Ashes is one. There's so many. I used to play in a band. I used to be the dep for it. So I was covering for Bob Skeet, who plays with Wishbone Ash, has played with Wishbone Ash for 30 years, I think, this year. Young Bob, if you're watching. So I used to cover for Bob in Mike Fabge's band. They did loads of Bowie, loads of 70s and 80s Bowie. And it was a joy. It was an absolute joy. And those lines are great. You know, Ziggy Stardust is a great line. Ashes to Ashes, great line. Richard said, let's dance. That's a great line. Carmine Royas, who was Bowie's bass player for a significant amount of time. I was meant to interview him before the magazine bass player went down the pan. And we didn't get to do that. I'm going to try at some point this year. I'm going through the list of things that we didn't get done and see if I can incorporate them as videos into the channel. So last night, people who follow the channel, watch what I post on the community tab, beat after beats in. Lock your t-shirts away, Zoomer. We'll see that I posted up a little message to say I'm editing up the video of the interview I did with Chris Childs from Thunder and Ty Keto from the Southeast Bass Chat Bash from November. And I've been working on it. I was working on it before Zoomer and I did our filming this afternoon. And that should, in theory, be live tomorrow. I was hoping to get demos out first, demo videos of basses. But I put up a poll yesterday afternoon. And the voting has gone nuts. Thank you to everyone who's voted, given it a thumbs up, responded to it. And I think the votes are still coming in. And I said, basically, you guys can choose which demos will go live first. So at the moment, let me just check. I think it's the Kramer era Spectre NS2 that is in the lead. It was with the Alembic Persuader coming in second, and a couple of other basses after that. I wish YouTube would stop asking me surveys. Oh, it's dropped a little. It was in the 40s before. So the Spectre's still ahead on 38%. The Alembic Persuader's at 26%. The Trace Elliott Status Graphite T-Bass is at 21%. And the G&L LB100 is bringing up the rear at 15%. But there were still votes going in. Yes, it's had another 5 votes since I last looked at it. So I thought, well, rather than ask people to vote and then just go and put a video out anyway, I'd wait and cultivate that poll. So the Chris Childs video will go first, and then I'll start putting the demos up. So this could still change, but I suspect the way it's looking is that the Spectre NS2 will be first, followed by the Alembic, followed by the T-Bass, followed by the G&L. So there we go. There we have it. But the Chris Childs interview will go first. So I hope that will be up by midday tomorrow. I want Chris to check it before I make it public, but it's good. It's funny. It's very funny. He's a funny man. He won't be watching, so he won't hear that. But it's really good. There's some great stuff in there. And I always, whenever I interview Chris, whether it's for the magazine or when we were at the bass show or when we were at the bass bash, I always pull out the Trace Elliott and Status story because Chris was there. He helped construct and build the early Trace Elliott amps and cabinets because he lived locally. He worked there where they were constructing the first iterations of Trace Elliott gear. He had serial number 32 Status Graphite 5-string Series 2 bass. He had it. It was bought for him by Go West, and he knows Rob Green very well. He was part of it. So there's a lot of really good information that Chris can impart. So please look out for this video. It will be live hopefully tomorrow. I need him to watch it before I make it go public. But it was a really good watch. I'd actually forgotten how much we rattled through in an hour, and I've managed to cut the video down to about 53 minutes, I think. But it's a good watch. It's a really good watch and very funny. But yeah, I've been piecing that together most of yesterday and today. So if I can just do the last few bits, I've got a load of graphics I've got to put in and video clips, which we'll do late tonight and early tomorrow. But that'll be up. It's a good watch. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think of it once it goes live. So all good. Let's have a look here. What other people's favorite Bowie bass lines? There are so many, guys. I'll tell you a real tricky one is Life on Mars, because it just goes through so many changes. And I remember playing that with Fab Gear. That would have been 1999, cripes. And Don Airy was on keys. So there's not a lot going on in that. It's a lot of piano and there's some keys where I think, is there strings on that? Might be. Bass, bit of guitar. But the bass really follows what the keyboard's doing. And I put in some effort to learn that and memorize it because there's so many bass changes. But yeah, we had a good gig. Work with Don Airy, hey. That's the life. Beat After Beat saying hello everyone. Everyone saying hello, Beat. You just did 2 level 42 10-second videos. Excellent stuff. Leaving Me Now and Lessons in Love. Great. I will check those out later on. Also did some Japan 10-second music videos. Good. How are your How are your views doing? Hope it's all going well. Richard saying he's going to have a look at that. Interesting question. Who played bass for Bowie before Gail and Dorsey? It was, I think she joined mid-90s. So before that would have been Tin Machine. Before that, well, I'm going to have to Google that. Carmine Royce. I think Carmine Royce did everything from about 83 up to Tin Machine, and that was 1990. And then the album after Tin Machine was the Garage drum and bass album with the colourful cover. I can't remember straight off the top of my head what one that was, but I'm sure it's Carmine Royce. So Carmine Royce was a top level New York session bassist. He did loads of stuff with Rod Stewart, worked with Ron Wood. He was first call on so much stuff. And I think he left to do Rod Stewart. And I think Bowie knew that he wasn't going to be touring for a while. There was the Changes Bowie album in 1990, which was like a greatest hits. It was the first greatest hits thing that came out. And I think Carmine Royce knew there wasn't going to be a lot of touring work. So he went off and joined Rod Stewart's band. By all means, tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think that's right. BRB, thanks for the support. It's okay. Zuma, Chris released a cool Rickenbacker video. Yes, I saw that. Chris, if you're out there, I'm going to watch that. It's in my to watch feed later on. Beat, over 2,000 views in the last 48 hours. You're on the surge, aren't you? Excellent. Well done, sir. Sounds like it's building nicely. I think it's doing good work. That's why. If you do good work, people will watch. That's it. So am I right? Someone do their research. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go and search on Google and the live chat goes a bit slow. Am I right? Carmine Royas, Rojas. I spoke to him on email multiple times as the magazine was starting to wind down in 21 and 22. And we were going to hook up the next time he was in London for a Bowie celebration, which would have been, I think, January 22. And I'm sure he did the show, but I remember saying to Joel, do you want me to go and interview him? He went, no. I was like, you are joking. Carmine Royce is like one of the top session players in the world. No, we'll get him next time. And next time didn't happen, of course, because the mag went under. Beat after beat, I really like Aha, Train of Thought. Yeah, it's a good tune. I like how that one came out. Hey, if you're going to do tunes, I'll suggest one to you. Heaven in My Hands, level 42, the US remix, which has got the whole Alan Murphy guitar solo. It's outstanding. In fact, you might want to do a video just of the solo. Just amazing. Alan Murphy was one of the best session guitarists this country ever produced. He died very young. He died in 1989 from AIDS, but he was the guitarist for Go West, Kate Bush, Nick Hayward, level 42. He did loads of stuff. Amazing player. He was like a younger Alan Holdsworth. And yeah, need I say more? You have a vision for that. If you don't, if you can't find a copy of the US remix of Heaven in My Hands, which is like a 12-inch remix, but it's far more rocky and the guitar is far more in the mix. The solo is outstanding. I can send it to you if you can't find it. I'm sure you'll find it either on YouTube or Spotify, but you want the US remix, not the album version or the single version. Gareth Harrison, Derek Boys from 67, Bowie, Tony Visconti 69, Tony Fox Sales 70. Okay, the main ones were Gale, George Murray, also mentioned Carmine Royce and Tim LaFay. I think Tim LaFay was recording. I'm not sure if he did live work, but Carmine Royce did pretty much, well, he did all the touring work from 83 to 90. The way to see is when did Carmine Royce join Rod Stewart's band? And I think that was 90, 91. He was, in fact, I think he did the live shows in 91 in support of Vagabond Heart. But the bass player on much of that album, I think, is Bernard Edwards. So Rod went through a phase of working a lot with Andy Taylor, and Bernard would always be the bass player for those sessions. If you want some peak Bernard Edwards bass playing following Chic, Rod Stewart's got an album called Out of Order. Out of Order. And Bernard's all over it. And Andy Taylor's producing. Great album. Really good album. There were quite a few hits on that album. Beat after beat, you did Simple Minds, Theme for Great Cities tune. Can you do one for Belfast Child? That'd be good to hear. Stacey, yes, Vagabond Heart. It's a good album. Good album. But Out of Order is really good. Really good. Did very well for Rod in America at that time. And so you had Robert Palmer with Bernard and Andy Taylor, Power Station, Rod Stewart, Andy Taylor's own stuff. There's a lot of that cross-pollination. A good engine room would always be Andy Taylor, Bernard Edwards, and then take your pick of drummers to go with it. But, you know, Tony Thompson in the mix, if you can tie him down, great. Let him off the leash, as Nile Rodgers will say. Anything could happen. But there we go. Belfast Child, you need a vision. There's loads of stuff, loads of Simple Minds stuff for Belfast Child. Look at some of the live versions. Maybe the one from Verona. It's quite atmospheric. Have a look at that. What we got here? George, just listening to Low. Who played bass on that? I think Gareth is going to provide the answer there. So George Murray. There we go. But he did the Berlin trilogy. Low, Heroes, and Lodger. Yeah. Scary Monsters was 80. Yeah. Because that had Ashes to Ashes. Carmine Royce, 83 to 88. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, the last tour before that would have been the Glass Spider tour, which Duran was support for. Gail Dorsey did 95 to 2004. Yeah. Tim LaFay did 2015, 2016. There we go. BFB, love this digital artwork. Yeah. Your channel's doing great. Just more of it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Zumi, I think you pronounce it Riojas. Well, I'm going on the Ron Wood pronunciation and Rod Stewart's pronunciation. They call him Royas, but I'll go with however he wants it pronounced. I'll go with that. Ends like Hagen Dazs, so Royas. Just go and Google and say, how do I pronounce this? And it'll tell you. BRB just did a Yazoo and ABC. Oh, very good. Richard, just joined the horizontal feed. I can see everyone's comments now. There you go. The horizontal feed is a much better watch on the telly. If you're watching on a smart TV or you can Chromecast from your phone or device to TV, watch on the horizontal feed. It's much nicer viewing. The vertical stream is great on a phone. It just fills the screen and away we go. But the horizontal feed is the winner. It means red in Spanish. See, you come every day's a school day here on Brooks's Bass Corner, of course. But I hope you're all safe and well. It's just coming up 20 to 7 here in London town. Live chat 148. We'll be hitting 150 soon. We'll hit 200 before the end of the year. It's crazy, isn't it? It's time flying by. There's young Jamie Millard there. Good to see you. It is that time. It's Sunday. It's live chat time. Beat after beat. I do not see anyone too much in chat. You're watching on the vertical stream, so you're not getting all the messages. This is what I was saying earlier. You want to watch the messages that are on the video part of the chat. So here in the bottom right hand corner, lower section of the video, you should. They're slipping out. I tell you. The messages are all there. That's an amalgamation of all the feeds. So there's two feeds. By next week, we'll have this amalgamated into one feed. But I've got to spend some time with the YouTube desktop live chat, live stream app. And there's a way that you embed the two feeds together, and you have to use the encoder. I can't just do it while we're doing the live chat. It won't be very interesting for you folks. I will get it sorted by next week, I promise. And also next week's live chat, don't forget, folks, will be on Saturday, not Sunday. It's my mum's 70th birthday next Sunday. I will be out of bounds. Saturday, 6 o'clock. Richard, this channel is such a fountain of knowledge. There's 148 of these, and you will learn something in each of them. I won't know what you learn, but you will learn something. Zuma, yes, Stacey and Mike, I was wrong. No, you're fine, mate. You're fine. Richard, it's Pink Bassman time. There we go. There we go. Gareth Harrison, everyone's saying hello. Happy Mum's Day next week. Yep, my dad's birthday tomorrow. So, yes, January is always a busy birthday month in the family. Zuma, I was thinking of another dude. Who are you thinking of? Who you thinking of, man? No wine, no cake, neither. Oh, next week there'll be cake. There won't be wine because I'll be driving, but there will be cake. My sister and I have to go and do some shopping this week, but it's good. But Saturday, yes, from 6 on Saturday. So I will remind people, I will put a message up on the community tab and on the socials to remind you. Your mum's 60th on Wednesday. Happy birthday to Gareth's mum. Beat after beat, how's the DD project going? It's going good. It's all going good. We've just filmed second episode, just done the first album. I can show you some of the wares if you want to see. Hold on. Not the videos, but the things we've been talking about. So I went upstairs and started plundering. Oh, actually, while we're talking Gail and Dorsey, so she knows I have a copy of this. So before she joined Bowie, people often say, where did she come from? What was she doing? She was ploughing a furrow, being a self-employed bass player. But she wrote her own material. And sorry, I realise I'm saying all this. I'm not on mic. So she released an album in '88 called The Corporate World. Nathan East is the producer. So no slouching in the bass department. It got rebranded. This is a version or a copy that came from the record company. I ended up buying it in a secondhand record store in like the mid-90s for 10p. Yeah. And Zuma's got a copy of this, but with a completely different cover on CD. And it's a very fine album, but by all means check it out on Spotify and YouTube. It's called The Corporate World, and it came out originally in 1988. So if you want to hear some of her solo material, do. It's very good. But Zuma and I have just filmed the first album edition of our series. So we've been going through this. So it's basically, where are we? Here. Duran's first album. So there is a copy of, I don't even know if it was the first pressings of the first album in the UK. I bought this in '93, and it has got Is There Something I Should Know on it instead of To the Shore. But I don't know if there was an earlier version of the album on CD in the UK which did have To the Shore. I don't know. I need Zuma. Can you Google that? Check that out. You're a man that knows his versions usually. Was there an earlier version? What was the earliest release that had the original track listing, as it should be? So that's that. And then this came out in 2010, which is a box set. These now go for a pretty penny. So this has remastered album, all the B-sides, recordings from Air Studios and Manchester Square demos, a BBC Radio 1 session. Then there's all the night versions for the various tracks on this album that had a night version. Then there's a DVD which has all the videos and club versions, a day in the life featurette, which I think, I'm not sure if that was the thing on the tube. It might not have been. All the Top of the Pops performances, Old Grey Whistle Test performances, Get Set for Summer. Zuma, you remember I was saying the first time I heard Girls on Film was on a program on BBC during the summer months of '81. It was Get Set for Summer. It's this. It's on here. You've got it. So you can incorporate a version in the video and just take the audio off of it so we don't get copyrighted. And then multicolored swap shop performances of friends of mine and Girls on Film. Great to have, but not cheap to find. So that's that. And then we start going in here and there's all sorts. So we have the Careless Memories 12-inch. And we have Planet Earth 12-inch. And as I was saying, the Zoomer on the video, it was all well and good producing all these 12-inch singles and albums with white covers. They don't stay white for very long. So Planet Earth. Zoomer, we didn't do the link, did we? Oh, no, we did do it. You can copy it out, put it at the end of the video. So that's the song, the single that will link the first album to the second, which is My Own Way. We've got Girls on Film, 12-inch. And then this is a more recent acquisition. This was just we came out of lockdown, and every artist and band was producing limited edition colored vinyls of old releases. So there's a Duran double white vinyl with some extra 12-inch bonus mixes. Now I've got my original vinyl album, which I got in 84, not 81, but there we go. It's been everywhere. And then as I opened the record case to pull these out, a bunch of other 12 inches popped up, if you'll pardon the phrase. So Arcadia the Flame. There's people going, what the hell's he talking about? Do your homework. Arcadia was a side project with Mark Egan on bass. Election Day 12 inch. So it's all good stuff. So that episode, hopefully, when Zoom has got it edited up, will be out. I would imagine by the end of the week, probably. Essential viewing, of course. But yeah. And then, as I say, next week, it's the big one. It's Rio, isn't it? We could probably do about 4 hours on that, but I don't think we will. We'll try and keep all these album videos to a sort of reasonable length. And if they're popular, we'll go in and dive even deeper into the info on an extended cut video. How about that? We could do that. So yeah. Let's see, lots of messages there. I think there's a rude one there. We'll get to him in a minute. Richard, you love it when I wander off and carry on talking. Well, I can't stop the flow of audio. You know, it's the way it has to be. I don't have someone following me around with a camera, so it has to be what it is. Having a cuppa, I don't drink tea. Come on, you know this. Richard, or here's a plate of pizza. I've got no food. I'm cooking a curry straight after we finish. Although Adrian, February's coming. Hello, Grandpa. Are you being rude? You get one more comment and you want to be rude, you'll be booted off. So February is coming. You have been warned. You can either talk bass guitars and be pleasant, or you're gone. Richard, I'm with you on the both option. Yeah, there we go. I had an autograph album from 78 of Duran from Andy Wickett. Oh my. Very good. That's collectible, that. A bloke trying to sell a pink JD Series 3 on the JD page. Here we go. Adrian, welcome to Ministry of Bass. Very welcome, of course. And it was signed to you. That should be put in a very protective wallet and in a box and tucked away. That's going to only go up in price. Being Pete must have your name on. I think Mr. Millard has more than enough JDs. I don't think he's got room for any more. You'd have to sell some Rickenbackers to make room, of course. Chevin, where we are, Miss Diggins, about some naughty bits from our shop tour. Very good. Sounds good to you. He told me Duran bought girls on film. So they probably did buy him out, is what you're alluding to. And I'm not even sure if that happened at the time. I think that might have happened in the 80s. And I'm wondering if it might have been the management that did that. There'll probably be something on Google about it. Gareth, you picked up New Model Army, No Rest for the Wicked and Vengeance at the Mission 1-2 on vinyl in a charity shop for £1 each the other day. So those vinyls I've just shown you, some of those, like the Gale Dorsey, a couple of the Arcadia ones, the Duran ones were all the price they should have been. We've still got a branch actually in Notting Hill Gate called the Video and Music Exchange. And it was on multiple floors. And if you went down into like the dungeon in the bottom, that's where all the records and vinyl and CD and tapes used to be. I visited it about 2 years ago. It's still there. It's not quite the emporium it once was, but they used to have branches dotted all around London. And there was one around the corner from Shepherd's Bush, Empire. And I went in it not long after I moved to Ealing. So that would have been 1996, September and October 96. I went down there on the bus. I didn't have a car at the time. I didn't know what was going to be in there. I'd never walked in there, but I knew it was there. And I thought, I'm going to go and have a look. I'm not that far. I spent a Monday morning and the start of an afternoon. I must have been in there for about 4 hours. And I was going through all these record racks. So basically upstairs, you had all the CDs and stuff. That's what everyone was buying. And then they had 2 floors, which were vinyl. No cassettes, just vinyl. And basically everyone was selling off their vinyl. So people would come in with boxes and boxes of 12-inch and albums. And they'd say, well, we'll give you 20 quid for that. And they'd take 100 albums. And they were selling these at 10 pence a go. I went round. There was no one else in there. It was a cold, wet September morning on a Monday in Shepherd's Bush. There was no one else except the people in the shop. and they were still filling the racks up with all this stuff. It took me 4 hours to go through these 2 floors, and I literally came away. So everything was 10 pence. I think I spent 12 quid. So I bought about 120 things, all albums or 12-inch singles. And I had to go down the road because it was a time back then when they still gave you carrier bags, but the shop didn't have any. And I had so many pieces of vinyl that I wanted to buy, they didn't have any bags. I had to go down to the pound shop down the road in Shepherd's Bush and buy a load of carrier bags so I could get them all home on the bus. Literally, how I got home and none of those bags ripped or snapped, I've got no idea. They were at bursting point. I literally had 10 bags, 5 in each hand. I was a younger man. It was a lot easier then. And I've still got it all. I've still got all of that stuff. And I was going through that record case. There's some gems in there. Oh, my days. That's for another episode of the live chat. I'll go through the record cases at some point. Let's see. Yeah, so that was that. I need clear sleeve protectors. Yeah, I probably do. I used to have a load and I got rid of them because they just, a lot of the time, they didn't fit in the record cases. They would bend over. And if you have everything in record sleeves, you end up losing the amount of space you've got to put the records in. So you end up with needing more and more cases. And the vinyl doesn't come out that often. I should get back into listening to it, but I will dig out the important, valuable things. We're 30 years on now since I bought this stuff at 10 pence each. Chronic. And yeah, try and get some protection on all of that, I think. There we go. Everyone's saying hello. A few quid well spent. Exactly. Russell's Honor. There we are. Good to see you. The Rarities in portrait mode. Only the one. We've only had the one. We had none last week, so we're doing better. It's not like it used to be. For some reason, they're getting filtered out, which is a good thing. Stacey, we didn't know about To the Shore. This is what Zuma and I were saying. After, is there something I should know was released? As I say, if you listen to it in the bleak reality, is there something I should know does not belong on that album. It's the stepping point between Rio and Seven and the Ragged Tiger. Same producer, same band, same engineers, but it just doesn't fit. The band's sounded developed way beyond what that first album was. But yeah, we discuss it on the next episode. And then you had to find the real first album, the import. There we go. That was the deal, wasn't it? It's what it was. Jamie, you got a few spaces for JDs. Rickenbackers can leave. There we are. Yes. Martin, good to see you. Regarding Duran, you've got Notorious and Big Thing on vinyl from back in the day. I was saying that Zuma, I sold my album vinyl from Rio up to, well, I think I've sold Big Thing and Liberty, because after Arena, everything they released as an album I bought on the first day of release, and I think I sold them. I know I sold a bunch of vinyl to a college friend in 1991, so I was just starting to build my CD collection, and everyone was looking at vinyl then like it was crap on your shoe. People were just giving stuff away, and you could buy vinyl so cheap it wasn't having any value. And I thought, well, if I want to replace these on CD, I need to get some cash while I still can to then go and buy the CD versions. Now, knowing you should have kept the original versions, you dope. But there we go. There we go. You live and learn. But I had that. I had Big Thing from first day of release, bought in Portsmouth. It came with a promotional photo. It wasn't signed, but it was a promotional photo. I've still got the photo, but I think I've sold the vinyl. But I need to go through these record cases because it could still be up there. I don't know. Russell, if people are talking about rotating their stable, I will have some old PV basses up soon, but I'm in USA. That's all right. Let us know. Let us know when you've got all that stuff together. Richard, you can have a funeral pyre for the Rickenbackers. I don't think he'll be shortchanged on those. I think he'll do very well out of that. Jamie has a stash of the 12-inch. It's the same stuff. The 12-inch singles were fairly standard. on both sides of the Atlantic. There wasn't that much difference. It's when you got onto things like Latin Rascal mix of Skin Trade and things from Notorious era. And actually, let's think, once we got into Big Thing, then you were talking 10-inch singles, and kind of the 12-inch thing stopped after Liberty. Then it was all CD singles and multi-formats where you had to buy the single 1 week on CD and then buy it the following week to get all the extra tracks, which, yeah, bands knew what they were doing, didn't they? Jamie's talking to Russell there. Russell, I did just find a Hohner B-Bass Pro 6 in mahogany at a stupid low price. Seen a few of them knocking about on eBay lately, but you've got no space. Sorry, I've just clicked on that and it's gone way forward in the chat. Hold on. But you have no space, and that's one I've been looking for. Lost Lonely Boys, Yo-Yo, Garza's Brownie. Okay, got you. Richard, are we mainly talking T40s, Russell? There's T20s as well. I don't know. I think Russell's talking G basses, which are their graphite thing. Russell knows a lot about PV basses. So, to be fair, Foundations have a really stable resale price. There was no benefit picking them up when you're already getting Dyna 5s. Okay. Zuma, looks like the first CD release of the debut album was 1984, and it did indeed contain Is There Something I Should Know? So what was the first UK CD release that had To the Shore? So if that's after 93, then I've got one of the first iterations of the UK first album. So back in about 85, 86 was when record companies started going back through bands' back catalogue and releasing CDs here in the UK. I can't imagine there wasn't a Duran Duran first album CD release in 86. There must be. Probably with To the Shore on it. Russell, even if I really like them, I'll probably still have to get rid of the 3 Dyna 5s you have for space reasons. It happens. It happens. George, Liberty is so expensive on vinyl now. I had it. First day release, immaculate, in a cover. And I think I sold it. Russell, also culling your Unity Dyna 4 strings, and I'd like the blue TL5 to go with the matching blue Dyna 4 because they're literally matching basses except in 4 and 5 string versions. You need to get all this up on your YouTube channel, Russell, or do a website that's just for that. There are PV collectors out there. They'll do all this. If you can do it on a channel, then you can basically sell direct, can't you? And you can demo them. Probably best way of doing it. Pink Dyna 4 would be good for you. There you go. You plan to keep the red, white, and blue Unity passives just because. Okay. Keeping the Koa. Koa's lovely on a bass. Dyna 4 because that thing is amazing. And the Honeyburst TL5, probably because Honeyburst. There we go. They all sound and play great, though, for sure. They're all amazing. Kind of its own thing. Yeah, I've got a Koa Alembic Persuader here, and it's lovely. Looks lovely, sounds lovely. I do like it. It can be a bit plain, but the figuring tends to be a bit difficult to see. But as I tilt it, you'll get the, without the flame, you'll think, oh, it's just a boring bit of timber, and it can kind of give that impression. And then you tilt it in the light, and you get all the flame. There we go. You start getting all the figuring appearing. Koa is a nice sounding wood, I have to say. Played a few over the years, and they work really good. Gareth, got quite a collection of vinyl. Acquired your dad's collection when he moved house. Oh, cool. Vinyl listening is the best experience. Yeah, I don't have a preference either way. It baffles me that people literally ditched all their vinyl collections in favor of CD. And I think it was a convenience thing, same as they ditched their CDs when they moved to downloads and streaming, all of that. Gareth, always fancied a PV Cirrus, but not one of the newer reissues. No, you want one of the originals. And you want the pricey ones, not the cheap ones. Russell Zorner, there are husks that come up from time to time. If you find a blonde one, it won't be dyed too darkly, and a woodworker could dye it pink. Sorry. A bit dry there. You wouldn't say it so much, but someone, yes, normally I wouldn't say it so much, but someone asked, okay, you can paint it solid color pink as well, of course. Yeah, but if you saw the flame on the wings, you want transparent, maybe pearl pink. It would explode visually under the spotlights. There we go. The flame on most of these sewn tapes, I can't get good pics of them. I know that feeling with my empathy. It will have to be video clips. Do a YouTube channel for this, even if you just set it up to do the sales. If you can do demos and show people what you're selling, you'll probably find they sell quite quick. And link the tube to your socials so you can keep re-promoting it. Probably a good plan. There we go. He sold off 14 Spectres doing exactly the same thing. There we are. It is. It's just gone. Well, I'm saying it is. It's just gone. 7 o'clock here in London. Hope you're all doing fine. It's live chat 148 on Brooks's Bass Corner. Coming in from London town, we're talking basses, bass guitars, bass effects, bass players, bass gear, maintenance stuff, offering advice, help, whatever we can help to get people through. If you got any problems with your gear or your bass playing, or you're looking just to talk bass for the evening, come on in. That's what we're here for. Just going to check the stream, check all the analytics, that's everything's working, which would be good. Viewing's good there. I need to just go in there. There we are. Dashboard. It's a good start. Thank you to all new subscribers. We've had a bit of a flurry this week. We've had 3 new subscribers since the live chat started. So thank you very much. If you're one of those new subscribers, welcome. Good to see you. Come on in. Right, that's fine. Check the analytics. How are we doing? That's all working. Seems to be. Yep, that's going good. Okay. Just need to check the stream health. We've got to go in there. Stream health is excellent. Good. And that's fine. That's fine. That needs to go to held. Check the there we go. Stacy sending a message on the community tab. Thank you very much. And I think we got oh yeah, that's United out of the FA Cup. Okay, less said about that the better. Cool. Right, messages here. Russell, you've been trying but alone and crippled and not having a good month physically. Understood. People who are supposed to be helping me punked out, so I've been trying to cover my day-to-day survival and picking away super slowly at the pile. Gotcha. You'd help if you were closer geographically. Here we are. Zuma 1994 CD release in Europe has both songs. It tacks on to the shore as track 10. Right. Then obviously I got probably the release that was generally used from the point they started producing the first album on CD, because I bought that in 93. Yeah, that makes sense then. Russell Zorner, currently my Rhodes is holding me up. It needs to move and I have to wait for a good 15 minutes on a good day to try to relocate it. Anyway, not trying to bring chat down. You're it's all good, no worries. Not trying to abuse your kind. You're regular, it's fine, no problem. Gareth, brother has just joined the Brethren of Bass Players, quite right too. Previously being a guitarist, he's bought a Tanglewood bass, which I've just been fettling from there. See, good old chap. Rudy, I don't know what language that is. You need to post in English. So if you can put your message in Google Translate it to English, and then copy and paste that'd be great. But if you're not going to post in English and you're going to post in a foreign language, it's not going to get you very far here. I'm trying to be helpful, by the way. I'm not being antagonistic. I haven't got time to go into Google Translate and translate messages. So if you can put it into English for me, that'd be fabulous. But I don't know what your message says. It's kind of Cyrillic, but it's not. I can't really tell what it is. So where are you based geographically? I know not. waiting for a response. There's a JD Classic Series 1 with dot markers. There's lots of JDs out there for sale. You just got to sit there and trawl Google, and they'll all pop up. They'll all pop up. So yeah, there will be a selection of demos going up this week. So the Chris Childs interview will be first tomorrow. That's the priority. And then at the moment, going on this poll on the community tab, it will be a Spectre NS2 Kramer era from 1990. Then it'll be the Alembic Persuader that I just showed you. Then the T-Bass, and then the G&L LB100. And then I'm going to start delving into this rack, which you can't see, but it's directly behind me. I can probably tilt the camera, try not to ruin the angle. So the front rack, even the one with the funny strings. Let's get out of the way of the microphone. There. I'm going to be wading through that lot. So there's going to be demos and reviews aplenty coming your way. And, oh, I've lost the height. Here we go. Right, that can come down. There we go. So those will be all appearing on the channel over the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes peeled. Some of them have already been filmed. I've just got to get in and do the editing. I thought the Chris Childs video would be edited very, very quick. No, I've been at it. I've been at it for a day and a half. There's a certain amount of industrial language, which had to be edited out, and doing the thumbnail, doing the title, working out the keyword research, getting all the graphics. I mean, literally, I've got 2 sides of A4 here of graphics and clips and pictures that I've got to assemble. That's still to be done. And I haven't finished the video. I think I've still got 15 minutes to go through and find if there's anything else I need. But it'll be a good watch. It's just under an hour, about 53, 54 minutes. So if you like Thunder, or you're a follower of Chris's career, like his bass playing, fan of Taiketo, there's loads of stuff in there. Lots of good references, lots of good advice, picking loads of stuff apart. It was done at the Bass Chat Bass Bash back in November. And so it was kind of, actually, he was asked to go and be a guest speaker. And then I got asked, would you come and do the interview? And I went, yeah, okay. Not that I was actually going. It wasn't guaranteed I was going to the Bass Bash. But I said, yeah, okay. And then he rang me up and said, you interviewing me? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, that's all right. Then we'll just, we'll rattle through a load of the stuff we did before at the bass show and then bolt on some new stuff and we're good to go. I said, well, that's pretty much how it works. So, yeah, but there's loads of good stuff in there. And I hope you enjoy it. It's a good watch. It's a good watch. Not too taxing, quite light-hearted, but some very useful insights and some useful advice. So whether you're a beginner, semi-pro, fully pro, an old-timer, I think you'll find it entertaining. We were in the Bass Brothers in September, played that fretless guy, has it, and now shifting as he can't get on with no frets. There we go. You should know that, really. You should know that before you just buy a bass. If fretless ain't for you, you should know that. But anyway, I have industrial language for 100. Yeah, quite. Yeah, but if you have space and it's a killer deal, sometimes it's nice to have a bass round that you can let go when someone asks about your main players. Maximize investment, of course. Martin, Bass Bash was a great day. Oh, you were there. Fabulous. Well, there you go. It was the Southeast one in November. So if you were watching, if you were there listening to me prattle on with Chris, that's what will be going up tomorrow. I've just got to get in and finish the bits and pieces, get him to sign it off, and that'll be live. But it is a good watch. Sadly, it was such a rush on the day. The actual camera is closer to me because it was the only place that was sensible to put a camera on a level surface. So you get a bit of me, loads of the mic stand, and then Chris is in the background behind the mic stand. But anyway, there's lots of cuts in there with other visuals and graphics and videos, and it's all good. Russell, can't wrap your head around putting frets on a fretless. People do it. It's a bit much at this point, so I already have 2 JD fretlesses. There you go. You're off to Sainsbury's. Enjoy. Take it easy. Have a good week. Yeah, so that will be first, and then the demos I'll start rolling out And then I've got some old vintage interviews, which I keep mentioning. It's just the time it takes to go through them and edit them up. And because I'm working with audio, no video, I then have to come up with the visuals that go with it. And it can be a bit time intensive, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll get those out. And there's a load of good names in there. Jack Bruce, John Lodge. Oh, God. Ida Nielsen. I can go into the list if you want to see it. It's hefty. We got Bass Guitar Magazine interviews. There's the interview with the former CEO and chief executive of Aguilar, Alfonso Johnson from Weather Report. We've done him. There's an interview with Bernie Goodfellow, which I need to check with him if he's all right for me to put up. I think he will be, but we'll see. There's a couple of Billy Sheehan interviews that I haven't put up already. Cody Wright, some Dave Swift. Done that. There's another interview with Glenn Hughes, another interview with Guy Pratt. Actually, 2 interviews with Guy Pratt. Might combine those. Ida Nielsen has said, Jack Bruce have said, Jason Howard, Rote Sound, Jeff Coffey from Chicago, Jimmy Sims, who's gone from strength to strength since I did that interview. When I did that, he had just finished working with Brian Ferry. I think it just predated him working with Amy McDonald, but I could be wrong. And then he went on to work with George Ezra. He's done very well for himself. Interview with Joe Hubbard, John East, John Myung from Dream Theater. Let's have a look. Just an assortment of gems, really. Mike Dirnt from Green Day. Melvin Brannon Jr. from Dan Reed Network, Mike Rutherford from Genesis, one for you, Neil Noble. The first interview I did with Nathan East, interview with Neil Murray, Nick Beggs, Nick Fife, Pete Hook, Phil Spalding. That one I have to get up soon. Roger Sadowski, Scott Reeder, Sheldon Dingwall, interview with Stuart Spector, Tim Staffel. Oh no, that's a email questions. That's not an audio interview, sadly. Yeah, so there's all that. So I've got to wade through that lot. So I can try and get some of those out to you fine people. George, I've been learning 2 Arcadia songs that Zoomers did. Teeth in. It's getting worse. You've been learning the 2 Arcadia songs that Zuma did on the Pentabuzz. Lots of fun. Zuma, you need to do more of those. Beat after beat, sending blessings to everyone. Russell, yeah, if you can have them build another with frets, there are people that are used to being upcharged for fretless models, especially in production bases from large companies. Correct. They treat you like lefties. It's the way it is, isn't it? Zuma, yes, Peter Hook. Yeah, I interviewed him at the London Bass Guitar Show in, 2013. And I interviewed him again in 2020, just as we went into COVID. We were doing an advertorial for Yamaha Line 6 and Ampeg. And I interviewed him. So I've still got the audio for that to go through as well. Actually, there's one with Gail Landorsi as well. Yeah, that's audio. I wonder if the Peter Hook one might be video, actually. Let me look a minute here. Here we go. What is all that? Oh, that's the written stuff. Right, just bear with me a minute. I'll have a look here. Here we go. Peter Hook. No, it's an MP3. It's audio. Billy Sheehan is audio. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. We didn't have authority to capture video, so it was audio and text. Shame. It was just before I started the channel, about 3 months before. I should have videoed it, shouldn't I? Idiot. Russell, build a fretted one and sell the fretless. Even if they like the tone of the fretless, it will not sound the same as fretted, and they may hate the sound. So another reason not to do it. Yep. You're going to be the interview king. These are all things all done. They were done years ago. Kyle Kim, that owns Sire, is a great interview. He's a player who started out making basses because he couldn't afford one, and from making them for friends. Okay. It just grew. He's a nice guy. I don't know him. Never met him. Had no contact with him. Zuma, Mark Egan rules. Indeed, he does. George, he certainly does. There we go. Russell, making a fretted bass fretless only makes it faster, improves the sound, but makes a fretless bass fretted changes the whole geometry of play. And I've seen some real clankers result fretting them. Yeah. 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 It seems a bit daft, but if it was fretted first and then made fretless, going back to fretted isn't so bad. If it was originally fretless from the outset and then making that fretted, yes, I get that. I get that. I hear you. So if you're watching on the horizontal stream or the vertical stream, come on in. It's good to see you. Thank you very much. Please give the video a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. Costs you nothing. Costs you nothing to do it. If you can hit the thumbs up button, that'd be outstanding. Helps the video, helps me, helps the channel. Pushes the live chat out to more bass players on YouTube. Then we get more bass players watching. We get more bass players in. We have more knowledge, more experience. Keith Doherty, good to see you. Hope you're well. Everything good with you? Happy New Year. I think you were on last week's one. But it's all good. So is anyone looking at some new gear? Anyone buying anything? Anyone got money for Christmas and looking to buy some new bits and bobs? You've got a question. Let's have it. Always happy for your questions. What would you like to ask? What can I help you with? You bought a Harley Benton PB50 bass at Christmas. Need a good setup. Yeah, they usually do. Potluck. Yeah. The action was very high. A few sharp frets. Okay. Russell, oh, well, not my bass. Apologies for being harpy. No, you're fine. But I need to head off. So everyone stay healthy as you can and stay positive. Take it easy, Russ. See you next week. Saturday next week, not Sunday. I'm waiting for Keith Doherty's next part. Right, now I've only started setting bass up myself. Okay, so after straightening the neck, you don't want to over straighten. Having a perfectly straight neck isn't always conducive to setting a bass up correctly. Sometimes having a degree of camber is a good thing. Adjusting the height and intonation. Okay. I see the intonation screw on the G string must be only catching the saddle by a few threads. I know it shouldn't be like that. Any ideas what I could check? That would suggest to me they haven't put the bridge in the right place. So you've run out of length. So just checking that you're doing intonation right, and I'm sure you are, and I'm sure you're probably checking a few of my videos and some other videos on YouTube. Right, to check intonation, tune the string to pitch. Make sure it's in tune. Fret at the 12th fret. Is it still in tune? After that, play a harmonic on the 12th fret. And is it still in tune? If the harmonic note is out, if it's flat, you move the saddle forward towards the neck. If it's sharp, you move the saddle back towards the back end of the body, past the bridge. So I assume you're doing that bit right. Or they've used the wrong length screws, correct. George, you've got to go. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. If it's the wrong length screws, you could contact whoever you've bought it from. You could ask them if that is correct. They may have another model and find that the screws are longer or shorter or whichever. The other option is to replace the bridge and put a proper bridge. But it worries me that potentially, I'm not saying they have, but potentially they could have located the bridge in the wrong position, and that's what's causing the problem. But I would contact where you bought it from and see what they say. You would hope it's all okay, but these things on cheaper end instruments sometimes aren't. And one thing to check, Keith, check that all of those intonation screws are the same length. If there's one that's shorter, then you know something's not gone right in the setup process. But you've just got the Fender high mass bridge delivered, which is bigger and looks better. Did you buy that to put that on it? If you have, then that's all your problems solved. They're all the same. Okay, well, if you've bought that bridge to put it on it, well, that's just solved all your problems. I suggest you take the bridge off. If this is a bass that you might sell on, don't get rid of the old one. Keep hold of it. But if you're not that bothered and it's going to be a keeper, then it's up to you if you want to sell that bridge on. Richard was offering his spare bridge if you need it, Keith, but clearly you've got one. Tuners aren't the best, so I have a set of tuners that came off a Squire 70s VM jazz bass. You're going to put them on it. Okay, cool. Gaz, if I go into each live stream and give both a thumbs up, will it give you 2 in your stats? Yes. Yes, it will. It will this week. Thank you. I worked out after last week's live chat, they are 2 separate videos at the moment. But like I say, I'm going to do some experimentation this week and work it out what I've got to do to make it one combined stream. It can be done. Keith, thank you very much for the offer to Richard. As you'll notice, folks, the guy that came in and said, hello, Grandad, has disappeared. He didn't come back. Don't worry, my friend. Grey hair and receding hairlines will come your way, whether you like it or not. So don't be a smart ass. There we are. Here we are. But it's all good. So like I say, merch will be 20% off from Tuesday 13th, which is 2 days time, through till next Sunday, the 18th. So if you're looking for some channel merch, 20% off over the next week. Richard, does anyone have experience with the Fender V Mod 2? I saw your post on Bass Chat about this. Quick question. Did you not plug it in and check it before you bought it? I know you went and picked it up from someone, but did you not check that before you bought it? Because if I went and checked a bass out and I thought it was a bit odd, I wouldn't have bought it. Having been through the escapades with the JD Series 2 back in 1998, where someone ripped the circuit out and put some cobbled together cobblers into it, I've learned that if I go and see a bass, whether I've agreed to buy it or not, and it doesn't sound right or doesn't play right, or there's something, truss rod's not moving, I won't be buying it because it's just a problem that I've got to solve. You did plug it in before picking it up for someone else. That'll be for Tony then. Okay. No, I have no experience of those. I have no experience of them. I play Fenders when I'm in stores. I never really got to play too many of them, reviewing them for the mag. Only when we were doing in-store review days. And I think the last Fender I did a review of would have been the Vintera 1. I think there was a Precision and a Jazz, and that was at 2019 Bass Show, so September 2019. Those were the last Fenders that were new models that I've received, that I've done reviews of. Normally with anything, so you go down into granular level, Rich, that I don't bother with. I know you do. I don't. So basically, with a Fender, I pick it up and it either plays and sounds good or it doesn't. I couldn't care less what cabling is in it and what wiring, what pickups. Either the pickups are good and it sounds good, or it doesn't. I can't get down into the minutiae of it, because the problem is there's so many Fender instruments, and this kind of goes into why I won't buy an old vintage instrument. I don't know who's owned it, and I don't know who, unless it's a, you know, original owner, and they say we bought it, stuck it in the case, put it under the bed, and we're now selling it on. But I never know who's done what to it, what they've done, what they've changed, what's new, what isn't, what's been replaced. And then you get into the newer stuff over the last 20 years, and it's like, where do you start, really? And trying to track this stuff down, it's a lot better than it used to be, like using Google to find all this stuff, but it's still not perfect. And the amount of times I go into the serial number checker, and either it comes back with can't find your bass, don't know what that is, and it can't tell me what I need to know. I despair of it, really. It's probably the reason I tend to go with, you know, statuses, GBs, alembics, because they're not made in huge numbers, and you can go back to the people that basically made them and ask them, you know, what fret wire did you use on this? Yesterday I was having a chat with Ian. I can't remember his surname. Bear with me a moment. We were having a chat. Sorry, this is very rude of me. I should have remembered his surname. Ian Hancock, who made E-basses, and Nick Smith was a good friend of. We were talking about Nick's alembic that his sister is going to be moving on. And we were trying to discuss, you know, if we can't get alembic to confirm or deny that it was Entwistles, we need them to tell us what the spec was at that time. Because if they say we wouldn't have made a bass with this, or we wouldn't have used that type of fret wire, or we wouldn't have used that sort of hardware, then we can say, yes, then that is Entwistles, or no, it isn't. But a lot of these manufacturers, once you get past the hand building, once you get into CNC production and what have you, a lot of the time they don't know, and you won't get a proper answer. And people can say, oh, it was definitely this. Well, who are you checking it against? Where's the written down spec? So, you know, I don't really get into that detail. I can on hand built stuff, because I know there's a point of reference. The lovely thing with alembic is generally they have completely finished spec sheets, build sheets for every instrument that leaves that factory. So if I give them a serial number, they can go in and tell me what fret wire they used, what cabling was used on the circuit board, everything. And it's like, that's what I want. So back to your question. No, I have no experience of Fender V-Mod 2 pickups that I'm aware. I have no experience of playing those as far as I'm aware. You did a trade and kept it. There you go. Gareth, give them both a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Bless your heart. Richard, oddly, it seemed the cheap £8 Warwick Red Label strings were a large part of it. I've since put some new elixirs on it, and it sounds a lot better. Okay. After some research, found out they are overwound on VM2s. Okie dokes. Gaz, your Haynes Fender bass manual helps you decode serial numbers if you ever get stuck. You're a very useful man to know. Well done, sir. Framagio, hey, I remember that picture. Hey, welcome back. One thing that bothers me is that there are a lot of models with non-classical pickup placement are so expensive. Yeah. This is the thing, buying vintage Fenders, vintage anything, you need provenance, really. And I know some retailers will sell with that, and they'll go, oh, that's a 63, that's a 61. But it's like, right, but have you got the paperwork, and how many owners has this had? And is this original from new? Have pots been replaced? Has a nut been replaced? Has a volume control been replaced? Has a tuner mucked out? Has a bridge saddle gone? intonation screw snapped. You know, it's all that. And as I say, vintage instruments now are getting so expensive. Even like 72, my birth year, they're edging up between $4.5, $5 grand. But what if one of the screws has gone, and I might not know that it's not an original part, but a collector might go, that intonation screw is an original. You've lost 500 quid off that. You'd be mortified. And it's that level of exactness. I'm not, at 53 years of age, I'm not willing to play that game. I can't be bothered with that sort of strife in my life. I just don't. Nah, not for me. Not for me. Martin, you have a Pro 2 P bass with VMod V2s. They are lower output than your other P bass, which has PV63s. Now you're just talking gobbledygook, but Richard will know what you're talking about, so it means nothing to me. All I do know is that the pickup, which is a 59, I think, in the Mike Dirnt Precision from 2004, 2005, 2006, is enormously loud. That's my benchmark on P pickups. Really, it's the loudest P pickup, maybe apart from the Damasio Will Powers that are in the Yamaha Attitude LTD2, which is to my left. Richard, thanks, Martin. Found the same comparing your American original with the pure vintage 64s. Here we go. From Argio, example, a Warwick Corvette in Babinga costs $1,300. A streamer with the same parts costs $20K. Welcome to the world of Warwick. It never used to be that way. A Warwick double buck Corvette, when they came out in 2005, were about 650 quid. Now you're looking at £2,000 plus. I don't get it. I don't get it. Call me old-fashioned. I don't know. Keith Doherty, just went back to check what you said about checking intonation. I never did the harmonic. Must check that again tomorrow. Very good. Actually closed today, so not focused enough to do now. Okay, no worries. Oh, actually dosed today. Got you. So not focused enough to do it now. I misread that. Sorry. I'll refocus. It is just gone 7:30 here in London, here in the UK. This is Brooks's Bass Corner live chat 148. 148 live chats. It's a lot of chat. But there are nuggets of information to be gleaned from each and every episode, I assure you. Thank you very much to all of those of you who've watched the shorts from Zuma and my escapades on that Duran chat last week. I put out a bunch of shorts on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and they got great views. One of them has done about 8,500 views. So thank you very much for watching those, replying to them, responding to them, getting involved in them, sharing them out. All that stuff helps the channel. And actually, I haven't checked today. Just bear me a moment. I have not checked. So I'm going to check right now. Let's just have a little look, shall we? Let's see if we've just broken the 1.3 million views barrier. I suspect we haven't, but we might have done. Let me just check. Helps if you press the right button, Mike. Here we go. No, we haven't. We are sat at 1,297,948 views on the channel since we started. We're very close to 1.3 million. So it took the channel 5 years and a month to do 1 million views, and we've done nearly 300,000 in 3.5 months. Yeah. Good going, folks. Well done. Can't do it without you. Just checking there's nothing here regarding the live chat. No, we're all good. There we are. Right. Views there. That's all good. Analytics are good. Stream health is excellent, which is what we generally aim for. So that's good. And views are fab. Excellent. So if there's anything you've seen on the channel of late and you want to ask any questions or you want to ask anything about stuff coming up, or maybe you got suggestions for things you would like to see, for content you would like to see here on the channel, feel free to post comments and suggestions here on the live chat, and I write them down in the ideas book, and then we go through it now and again. Richard, basically Fender have a pickup cycle. They create a new line, then ruin it by dumbing it down the facelift model. For example, 2008 to 2012 American Standard, then 2016, 2020 American Professional and Professional 2s. Right, okay. Zoomer saying thank you for all the views, gang. I think we're hitting our stride with those videos now. I think today was a bit more, we knew what we were doing. But there are some nuggets from today, Zoomer, that you'll probably want to use in future videos. So feel free to cut those out. But definitely, I think, end with the link with My Own Way, because that's how we'll start next week. And maybe fade out to, like I said, the cover of Rio, sliding in either from the top, the bottom, or either side. Take your pick. Whichever of the pointings worked best for you. Richard, you're eagerly awaiting the second episode. You'll be a Duran fan by the end of this series, I swear. I try and emphasize on these videos quite how they impacted people like Zoomer and I at the time. I tried it with my nieces and they don't get it. But you have to take it into the context of the time when they appeared. Video was a new concept. They were, after the Beatles and perhaps the Bay City Rollers, the first real, well, the Beatles were real, of course. Bay City Rollers negligibly, even, yeah, a better word. They were the first boy band. But you'll notice I say band, not group, which is what Take That, Boyzone, Westlife, and all that crap is. Those are groups. They don't play. Well, Gary Barlow plays, but Boyzone, Westlife don't play. Duran played. So they're a boy band, not a group. That's the difference. Bands play, groups prance about and sing a bit. But for an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, and actually probably, I'd say up until about 86, 87, for me, Duran and Queen were everything to me, as well as the other bands and things I followed, like Chic, Earth, Wind and Fire, Police, we were talking about today. I would sit and trawl the papers and the Radio Times and TV Times to make sure I didn't miss a program they were on, because if I couldn't video it, at least I could watch it. And I have to say, I remember as a kid thinking, I would love to know someone at the BBC when I'm older and see if they can go back through all their archives and make me video cassettes with all the Duran stuff that I've missed. Don't have to worry about it now. It's all on YouTube. Everything. Things I've forgotten about that I think, I watched that. And things that I didn't know that were on. And I thought, well, the other day I was saying to Stacey that I watched a clip came up, I think it might have been on iPlayer, of the Christmas 84 Top of the Pops. Now, I can't imagine I didn't watch that. I'm sure I did. But there was a performance of Duran doing the Reflex, which I have no visual reminder of. I watched it and I thought, I've never seen this. I can tell by the clothes. I don't remember watching it yet. I would remember on Christmas Day 84 making that an essential thing to watch because I knew Duran would be on it. The only thing I can think is that my mum served up Christmas dinner at the point that was on, and for whatever reason I forgot to video it, because I don't ever remember watching it. I don't remember them wearing those clothes. And so there are things out there that you missed. But I'm so grateful for all the Duran fans out there that sort of convert all their VHS videos and digitize stuff and get it up there, because it's there. We can tap into it. And they're one of those bands where the fans are still as vibrant a community as they would have been back then. And people have all this stuff. It's just fabulous. Martin, what's our thoughts on Nitro versus Poly? Well, I'll let you all contribute to that. I prefer a Poly finish. I think basses, and I know Richard's thoughts on this because I've read them on another forum. I prefer a Poly finish. And what I'm about to say, I'm sure Richard's heard me say this, but it's the opposite of what you said. So I've played basses, and my experience of this very much focuses on Spectre Euros. So when I was buying, Michael Anthony, good to see you. Happy New Year, by the way. When I was buying my Euro LX in 2008, I could go into branches of Reverb and try loads of LXs and NS2s. All of the Spectre instruments I played that either had nitro or wax finishes, no poly, sounded dull and lifeless to me. And all of the basses that had a gloss poly finish sounded extremely lively, very bouncy, articulate, powerful. And so I instantly made up my mind. There was a Euro LX in a wax, natural finish, quilted maple. Should have been lovely. It sounded dead as a doornail. Absolute. I thought, I'm not paying all this money for that. And the one that was next to it, same finish, but in a polygloss finish over the timber, over the quilted maple, was like totally in your face, like loud, fierce sounding. And from that point on, when I did reviews for the mag, time and time again, that point was reinforced. Every time we did a bass show, if there was a manufacturer or a distributor and they would have a nitro or a wax or a matte finish and a poly one, I'd take both of them and I'd take them into the room I was testing in and I'd compare them. And every time, without fail, the poly gloss finish instrument always sounded better to me in my ears. It's just my opinion. No one has to agree with it. Most of you probably won't. But to me, in my mind, practically sat there with an amp, headphones, and a bass of each type, the poly gloss finish for me won every time. So take that as you wish. By all means, go and sit in guitar shops and do the same thing. And if they've got a model in a range and it comes in both finishes, try them both. You may find the opposite. But to me, my ears, how I felt the bass resonating, poly finish every time. You won't find many, if any, wax, satin, or matte finishes in my collection. Almost everything's got a gloss finish. In fact, I'm just having a look. Let's see. I think the only bass I've got is the Ibanez semi-acoustic, because it wasn't an option to come in a gloss poly finish. It is in that satin that Ibanez like using on their natural basses. It's just me. Right, here we go. Richard, Nitro's more delicate, but the basses always resonate better. It's a chat of opinions. There we are. A Nitro finished jazz is a special thing. Gareth, most songs written today that are in the charts have 20 songwriters accredited to them. Very true. Richard, it's a bit like a difference on orchestral instruments between spirit bass varnish and oil bass varnish. I wouldn't know anything about that, so you're the expert in that department. Stacey, tuck in, Richard. Duran had a holistic approach to everything they put their hand to, an uncanny ability to market a new sound. They knew you needed it before you did. That's true. Until we got to Big Thing. They too happily wanted to go down the clubby, acid dance floor thing that turned me off. And yet that is an album where there are a lot of slow mid-tempo songs. I think they took a wrong turning at the crossroads when they got to Big Thing, because half of that album is great and about a third of it leaves me a bit cold, but there we go. And yeah, I really like Liberty, but again, 2 songs on Liberty, the last 2 songs, which I should like, I can't abide, but there you go. Everyone's different. Richard, were all these bases active? Yes, they were. Spectre Euros were all active. Indeed 317. I don't know who that is. Sir Anthony. I'm guessing that's someone come over from Phil de Hov's channel, maybe. Nate. Who is that, Michael Anthony? I don't know who Indeed 317 is. YouTube has got into this habit of giving us handle names, not screen names. Stacey, was that a relevancy thing? Yeah, I think it was. You can tell by their wardrobe in 88. You can tell by the hairstyles. They were trying to latch onto that S Express acid club stuff, and it just, that weren't me. That wasn't me. And when they came back with Liberty, I was like, oh great, I've got my band back. And then they didn't tour it, and then they disappeared until late 92, early 93. And it was those seeds of disappointment. So by 91, when Freddie Mercury died, I've lost the best singer the world has ever seen. Queen, potentially that's them finished. And Duran were completely off the map. So basically the two most influential bands in my life up to that point were basically no more. I didn't know what Duran's next step was after Liberty. And they disappeared. They were nowhere in 91. After Sirius, which was October, November 1990, they never had a single out again until 93. So, yeah. Indeed saying, rest in peace, Bob Weir. Yeah, we did that at the start of the chat, but noted. You've come over from Phil. Good. I hope Phil's good. If Phil is watching, he probably isn't, but I haven't forgotten you, Phil. I will come and check out some live chats soon. Just been very busy with Christmas, run up to Christmas. Now just people are watching from last week going, you said you were going to get a load of videos up like this week. I had my head in accounts for days. Every time I'd just get started, something else would happen, or a phone call, or an email had to be dealt with, or something, and I just didn't get a flow. I thought my accounts were going to take 2.5 days. It took 5 days. I sent them off yesterday. So that's what took up the time this week. And it had to be done because end of January is end of tax year, and I got to pay the bill, whatever it might be, before the 31st of January. So that was the priority this week. I apologize. There will be videos this week. See if you can all keep up, because there's going to be a hell of a lot of stuff coming up. There might even be a short up tonight after this live chat, if I can edit it quickly. I'll give you a quick taster of what the Chris Childs video is going to be like. There'll be a short. It'll be quite funny, especially when he recounts what the very first original Trace Elliott combo was. You'll want to check out the short. Richard, I speak mainly of passive instruments for Nitro finishes. You hear a lot more of the preamp on active instruments. There is that. But from someone who has been in a very gifted position of reviewing hundreds of basses and being in situations like when I'm sat at PMT, God rest their soul, where I literally had an aircraft hangar full of basses where you could pull out every possible combination of a new instrument in a range and have them all lined up and compare them. In my experience and using my ears and playing, as I say, I would always prefer a poly finish over a Nitro. Martin, you prefer Nitros. That's for you. Very good. But for bass, I find regarding guitars, but for bass, I find little difference between poly Nitro in terms of tone. I think it depends on the instrument, the preamp, the pickups, the whole package you're playing, which is what you've got to take it on. There's no point saying, well, those two instruments don't sound the same, and you're not comparing the package. You're just comparing what the pickups sound like or what the circuit is doing. You've got to take the whole thing. As we've said, and I've said many times here on the channel, I've sat at Warwick in their facility, two basses made from the same tree, not the same bit of wood, but the same tree, same EQ, circuit, pickups, same hardware, same manufacturing, made by the same guy on the same day, right? Run them through an oscilloscope and the sound waves were different. So you can try as hard as you like to replicate the sound of two instruments. You ain't going to do it. Doesn't matter who you are, what company you are, what luthier you are. With the greatest will and intent in the world, you will never make two instruments that are totally alike. They might be in the same ballpark, but they won't be exactly the same. It's just physics. It's nature. It's, you can't, you cut a tree down. A tree doesn't grow the same in every part of that trunk. There are seasons when it will grow faster or slower. It might grow with more humidity or less humidity. It might take more water up from the roots, or it might not. It's nature. It's nature. Martin Bix, we've done that one. Michael Anthony, I shared this live chat with Phil Plays Bass Discord and Nate. Bless your heart. Well done, sir. And they've come over here. Guys, you're welcome. You know that. Michael Anthony knows it's a happy place. Nate, you're very welcome. Come on in. Martin Bix, you're planning to check out a Nitro P bass tomorrow, hence your question. As soon as you pick it up, don't worry whether it's Nitro or not. It either feels right and sounds right and makes you happy when you play it, or it doesn't. If you have to fight against it, it's not for you. If you have to really fight with an instrument to get a sound you like and you enjoy, walk away. You're just setting yourself up for a fall. You're going to buy something that you're going to shift on because you're not happy about it. Don't create work for yourself. Don't create a problem for yourself to have to deal with. Much better use your time playing, enjoying your playing. Michael Anthony, we're a gang that hangs with Phil de Hove. Well, there you go. I've heard he's a cultivator of gangs, a sweater gang. There we are. Very good. Richard, do you have a polygloss precision to take with you to compare? Good idea. Although again, it won't be necessarily a precision of the same range, vintage, same pickups, electronics. You're not comparing like with like. It's very, very difficult. It'll give you an approximation, of course. But as you know, Richard, pickups in all these different Fender ranges, they're never the same. You can have pickups from the same range, and they don't sound the same, which is why I always say, if you're very fortunate, you can be in a store where they're carrying a range of basses by a manufacturer and they have multiple examples. Get them all out if they'll unbox them all or they're already on show, and try them all, and you will hear. In 10, for example, there'll be 2 or 3 that are really good, 5 or 6 that won't be very good at all, and there'll be a couple of dead ones. That's the way it is. Martin, yes, Richard, that's your plan, especially since the necks will differ a lot too, and the fret wire might be different, and yeah, enjoy. Phil has been rehearsing for a Celine Dion covers band. Excellent, pretty high production show. Good for him. Send him my best, unless I catch him on his live chat this week. Richard, which model are you looking at? Fender Vintage 2. There we go. American Vintage 2 are very nice basses. Are you prepared for the aircraft carrier deck size 1.75 inch nut width? That could well be the showstopper. Broad necks we're talking. Nate, why are most chats not showing here but showing on his chat screen share? Because I'm running on a platform that is broadcasting out onto YouTube. We have a vertical stream and a horizontal stream. If you're on horizontal, you won't see the vertical messages in the live chat window, but you will see them here on the screen in the bottom right hand corner. Next week, on Saturday, next week's live chat is on Saturday, not Sunday. I will have sorted this out and YouTube will be amalgamating both streams. So basically the stream will show up on the device you're watching on, but it will be broadcast as one feed. So if you're watching on a phone, you'll get it in vertical. If you're watching on a TV, it will be horizontal. If you're watching on a PC, a Mac, a laptop, or a tablet, it will be horizontal. That's how that works. Nate, some region-based YT comment restrictions. Oh, no, it's not. It's to do with the vertical and the horizontal. That's what it's all about. Like Martin Bick's text, not seeing here, but on screen. Because I've turned the on-screen text. I'll turn the comments off, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Gone. I'll turn it back on. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm just checking I've still got it on wide and big font. There we go. Very good. Friday afternoon pickups. Exactly that. Michael, you're watching on YouTube. I don't see chat from other platforms, not from other platforms. So basically, I'm on another platform broadcasting out onto YouTube, but it's broadcasting two separate streams. If you go to Brooks's Bass Corner channel, you'll see there are two live videos going live at the moment. One is horizontal, one is vertical. The vertical one has a small mobile emoji in the title. That's the vertical stream. The horizontal is just a regular looking video. I've got to go help the wife. No worries. Take it easy. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I get it. Nice. Was just curious. That's fine. We only worked it out last week. I thought the platform was sending out two streams and amalgamating into one. When I went into YouTube after the live chat, I saw it was two separate files. So I have two sets of results for each video. Next week, it will all be amalgamated into one. Just the way it's presented to you as a viewer will be determined by the device you're watching on. I could do it. I could try and sort it all out while we're in the middle of this live chat. It wouldn't make it a very entertaining live chat for you fine folks. So I'm going to do it in my own time on unlisted videos during the week, and I will get to the bottom of what I've got to turn on and turn off. It involves some encoding, but I think that will be provided by the platform I'm on. Okay, I will sort it. Have no fear. It's my job for the week. It will be sorted out. Right. Okay. Yeah, there we are. It's coming up at 8 o'clock here on Live Chat 148 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. We're broadcasting live from London here in the UK, talking bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass players, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on. If we can help in any way, it's what we're here for. Just talking bass, chewing the fat, helping with advice wherever possible. So if you've got any bass questions, feel free to put your comments and questions in the live chat window, press send and it'll appear here. Then we can respond to them. Please give the live chat a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. Very important. Helps to drive the video, helps to drive the channel, and just generally promotes the videos in the hour. Which is what we do. Let's just check that's all fine. Okay. And that one's the vertical. I'm just checking that everything's working. So just bear with me a moment. Okay, that's good. I need to go and check that, and that's live. Right, sorry. Need to update that window, otherwise it's not showing me updated results. There we go. And I need to go into there. Okay, that makes sense. Right, very good. All right, Zoom has sent me that photo. Well, that's a bit funky, isn't it? I don't know what's going on there. I will get to the bottom of this for next week, promise. I assure thee I will. There we are. Right. Getting there. Stacey Ann, super chat. Thank you very much. Bless your heart. Let me just go into here. Give that a thumbs up and a like. And thank you so much. It's another informative, good advice laden live chat. It's what we try to do, isn't it? Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Frank Nelson, you're looking at short scale versus medium scale Wilcock. Okay, very good. I can help you with this, as I have 3 Wilcock shorties. Any quick thoughts on the difference? I've gone through your 102 videos, which are great. Thank you very much, Frank. If you want to get more sound samples, if you need more, have a look at Danny Sapko's channel. He will have a video. I think he has a video of him playing it. He certainly has some shorts. His playing style is quite different than me, of course. I think the mid-scale Wilcocks are quite outstanding. I'm a big fan of the short scales as well. The mid-scale has, obviously, you've got more speaking length on the string. That's you know, short scale is less, mid-scale is more, long scale is even better. But the mid-scale has a tone to it, has a throatiness in the mid-range that you just don't get on the short scales. Short scales are fine basses, and Lord knows Viv's basses are potentially the best short scale bass you can get. The mid scale 102 was an absolute joy, and the fact that I had both the mid scale and the short scale 102s here at the same time, I could compare and contrast. If I had to buy one or other, I'd buy the mid scale. Simple as that. I wouldn't. You've already got 3 shorts. You don't need another, unless that's your thing. In which case, I think you might need to go and see the doctor. But the mid-scale one will give you different tones. Adjusting to the scale length is a no-brainer. Short to mid and mid to short is nothing. When you're going from an alembic long scale to a short, that's a different thing. But go for the mid-scale. Please say hello to Viv. I talk to him regularly anyway on Instagram. Tell him you've watched the videos. It helps to say that the videos I do work. He might buy me a pint if you buy another bass off him because of the videos. So it's all good, isn't it? But yeah, any questions, feel free. The short scale 102, those videos will be going up this week. I'll be working on those as soon as I got the first 2 regular demos out of the way. That's the next on the list. So this week, hopefully tomorrow, Chris Child's interview, demo up probably Wednesday, maybe another demo Friday, and then another demo Sunday next week. So that will probably be the Wilcock 102 then. Martin, I love medium scale. I do too. My first bass was a 32-inch Aria Pro 2. Very good. You know, my fourth bass, and it's still here in my rack, is a Fender made Kubicki Factor 32-inch scale. Still use it. Love it to death. Love Kubickis anyway. 32-inch scale is lovely. Just be sure if you use a medium scale bass, make sure you use a reasonably heavy gauge, 4505, 4500. Don't go too much lower than that because the strings go hyper baggy, especially if you end up tuning down. Just stick with something that's a bit solid. And actually, on a medium or a short scale, slightly heavier strings should feel like a lighter scale because you've got that suppleness. They're not quite as taut as they are on a long scale. Right, Nate, Reverend short scale, probably the best short scale you've ever played. Okay, I think it was the Sentinel series. If you can get hold of a Wilcock, which is hard and it's not easy, if you're in London, go to the gallery in Camden. They've always got them in there. They're made to order, basically. But they are starting to appear. You know, it's a one-man operation, really. But they're exceptional basses. Frank, now you've put the cat amongst the pigeons. I really appreciate your thoughts on this. I think you have an addiction problem, no less than Jamie's addiction to JDs. It's a similar thing. If you've got 3 short, okay, so I've got roughly 44 basses here. I don't have 2 that are the same. Even though I've got basses by the same maker, they ain't the same. So I've got 4 GBs. I have 3 Rumors, 1 Spitfire. I've got a 4-string Rumor that was made for me to my spec. I have a 5-string Rumor that was made to Lawrence Cottle's spec. I have a 4-string Spitfire, which was made to someone else's spec. And I have a Rumor 4-string that was a previous demo model. And in that, I changed the pickups to single coils from humbuckers. Totally different. All 4 basses, totally different sound. I don't have 2 basses that sound the same. So unless you have a thing going for short scales and that's all you want to play, go right ahead. If you're thinking of a 102 medium scale, do it, because it doesn't sound like any of the other basses by Viv that I've played. I reviewed 2 for Bass Guitar Magazine, which was a Malarkey and, just bear me a moment. Let me go into my reviews list. Hey, it'll be down the bottom alphabetically, isn't it, Mike? Right, Wilcock, Malarkey, and I did also the Bisonic 4-string, which has got one of those Kurt Novak pickups in the neck position. Then we did a 4P51 when the channel first started, done an H22, and now the 102 short and medium. I think that 102 medium scale is the best of the lot that I've played, really. I just love the tone. I just thought, well, I could take this out on gigs and I'd be very happy with it. Obviously, unless you're in London or the UK, it's probably going to be quite tricky to go and play one. But if you can, like I say, get to the gallery or speak to Viv. If you can go to his workshop and try one out, he's very accommodating, lovely man. Try it, you'll hear the difference. When I put the short scale videos up, I will do a comparison video as well at some point, and you'll be able to hear the differences. So I've heard them, you probably haven't, but they're exceptional. Which is why when Danny Sapko was in the gallery on the day I took them both back, and he sat down, he was playing some basses. He looked at me and we were just talking. I said, "What do you like?" You know, what? And I know kind of the basses he likes. And he said, "Do you know what? I'm really after a really nice medium scale bass." He had no idea that one of the basses I just bought back was a medium scale. I said, "Oh, you like medium scale basses, do you?" I said, "Try this." Pulled the medium scale out. It was the black one, not the red one with the gold that he tried. They already had the black one there in the store. So try that. He plugged in and his face told me everything. He went, "Oh my God." He said, "How much is that?" It's not that expensive. It's about 2,800 quid, £3,000. He said, "Oh, that's outstanding." I said, "You don't need to do anything. Let me have a word with the gentleman." I spoke to Viv and I said, "You need to get one in his hands because he's going to do videos and content with it, and it'll probably give your business a huge surge. The question is, how much do you want to sell it to him for?" And now I don't know the details or whether he even paid anything, but the fact that he's got over 500,000 viewers on his YouTube channel, you can't buy advertising like that. So anyway, so he's done some videos and his playing's great on it, and those are the tones you're hearing. So I kind of put that bass in his hands, and where it goes, we just don't know. Richard, we all have that issue, Frank. Well, quite. All your Wilcock basses are different, but I'm loving the 102 short scale I tried. Hey, if you made of money, one of each. I mean, look, the finishing, the look, the visuals are outstanding. That 4P51, which actually went to Tim LaFay, but Viv didn't tell me that until it shipped. He said, "You know that bass you review?" "Yeah." "Oh, that's going to Tim LaFay." No pressure then. That was one of the first basses I saw that he'd done the tortoiseshell binding around the body edge. Looked stunning. Gold hardware, gloss black finish, tortoiseshell binding. Outstanding. Sounded great. Played great, no complaints. But that 102 medium scale, for me, I think is the best Wilcock I've played. Yeah, you're laughing because I said get one of each. Come on, live a little. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. If anyone wishes to join Stacey on the super chat journey, feel free. Super chat buttons at the bottom of the live chat window. Rectangle with a dollar symbol in, that's super chat. Underneath the video window on the row of icons, there's a love heart with a dollar symbol. That's super thanks. Both of them do the same thing. They allow you to contribute to the channel if you wish to do so. Watching the videos is free. But if you enjoy the live chat, enjoy the content here on the channel, you can help me, help the channel, help the videos. When you contribute to the channel, it pushes it through the algorithm even quicker because YouTube earns a commission on the money you donate to the channel. But thank you very much, young Stacey. Much appreciated. It is coming up 8:10. Good Lord, we've done over 2 hours. If you've got any questions about bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass accessories, strings, gig bags, cleaning materials, playing, auditioning, building pedal boards, building effect chains, you want to talk about gigs, anything here on the channel, we want to talk about Richard Fitton Perkins. That's 3 weeks. You'll be getting a reputation. You carry on with this. Thank you very much. Thanks for another great Sunday evening, Mike. Better than Top Gear used to be on Sundays. I've said this. I have said this. But thank you very much for that donation. We can eat this week. We're all right. So thank you. I just want to go in there and do a response. Thank you very much, as always. Why is that gone over the top? Don't do that. Oh, post-it pads falling on the floor. That's a good start. Oh, I don't need to do that. There we go. Thank you, sir. Frank Nelson, appreciate all your advice on the Wilcocks. I can only call it as I see it. If you want copies of the reviews of the other Wilcocks I reviewed for the mag, let me know. And you can email me, brooksysbasscorner@gmail.com. If you send me an email, I'll reply to it and I'll send you the reviews. You can check those out if they're handy to you. Alternatively, I can put up the video links for the other couple of Wilcocks I've covered here on the channel. Bear me a moment. Let's go in there. Wilcock. Here we are. Right, so this is the H22. Again, it's a short scale. That's there. And then that 4P51 I was talking about. That's here. Help yourselves. Stacy, there we are. Good news. Tesco tins of beans and sausages still less than £1. Exactly. And a white loaf. You're good to go, really. I see nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Right, that's all good. That's all working. Oh, I can close all those Spreadshirt windows down now. Excellent. That can go. That can go too. And that. That's all my Trace Elliott research I was doing for the Chris Childs interview. Oh, we got 5. That's nothing to do with me. That's good. Right, there we are. Zuma, you got to go. Okay, take it easy. If you need anything from me, and I will do the vidIQ stuff later on, or if not, first thing in the morning, just message me. Just WhatsApp it. If you need any photos of any of the vinyl and stuff, let me know. And I'll get the promotional engines fired up for the next video like we did last week. If anyone hasn't seen, did I put a link in earlier on? I'll do it again. If you're wondering what the hell Zuma and I are talking about, we started a series of videos on Duran. Link is here. And that was the first one. It went live last week. Second one will be up later this week. Richard, forgot to tell you about the Ampeg Venture head unit. Sounds great with the precision. I've connected to TC 112 Mark base, determined not to buy Ampeg cabs. Yeah, they're heavy old beasts. Jim, good to see you. James Howard, back again after a call out. No worries, good to see you. Gaz, just noticed the Immediate Family documentary released live on Amazon Prime. Yes, it is. I think it went up just before Christmas. So going to watch that at some point over the next few days. It's a good watch. Very good watch. Leo, Duran best group ever. You don't mean that. You're a level 42-aholic. However, I have educated young Leo. He can't remember what inspired you to watch that. Was that? Oh, it was the video. It's the video Zoomer and I did. He messaged me last Monday. My God, this is amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine being half your age back then. There was nothing else like it, really. First album didn't give you the insight of what was to happen. Like I say, Christmas 84 for me was probably the happiest Christmas I ever had, because there was so much Duran stuff on, and we had the promise of 2 Duran documentaries. So, well, one was a documentary that eventually you could buy. It came out on VHS, and then they did a DVD release in 2003. And then we got the live As the Lights Go Down, which is a concert made up of various shows from the American tour in 84. And knowing you were getting these on the telly to watch for free, and it was a game changer. I think I probably almost wore out the video cassette that I put those 2 programs on, and I would watch them almost every day because it was learning. Like, we used to have a Billy Joel live at Wembley Arena gig from 84 after Innocent Man had come out. And these, back in those days, gigs would be on TV all the time. So you videoed them, you watched them. That's how you're learning as a kid, how to be a musician and stagecraft and all. You're too young to do it yourself. And it was great. Definitely in your top 2. Well, there you go. You see, I try and push you in the, but no, I don't push you in the direction. I offer up the links to the videos. Whether you watch them or not is another thing. Rob Steen, good to see you. Your other half want to know where you got the Duran t-shirt you had on in the video. That one or the other one? The one from last week? You need to speak to Stacey, the Save a Prayer cover. Stacey sent me that as a birthday present a couple of years ago. I don't know if she got it printed on a t-shirt printing service or if it actually was an official t-shirt. I don't think it was. But Stacey got that one made up for me. This one I bought from the Prince place, Rocket in Poole, that doesn't exist anymore. You can get these fairly easily online. They used to carry all the Prince merch, and then they would do loads of other bands' merch as well. T-shirts and hoodies on racks. But that was the only Duran shirt they did. So I picked it up. This is the first time I've worn it. I've had it since 2021. I've never worn it. So today it was a good one for the first album video. Stacey, oh yes, I've started to watch. Oh, that's Leo. Just fab. Yes, Stacey, the Save a Prayer t-shirt. You'll have to divulge how you got it. Let me see where I found that. I don't know if it was just a design and you got it printed because you had a Save a Prayer shirt. Or was it already printed up and you just thought, I know a man like that t-shirt, and I do. I'm sure you can probably go on Etsy, Rob, and there'll be something similar. I know on Etsy, sorry, I've got an itch. They were carrying Power Station and Arcadia t-shirts, and I will venture forth into that. Red Bubble as well is a good place for that. Basically, people take old band album and single and photo designs and create their own merch. Whether they make any money on it, I don't know. Don't know if they get hit with copyright, but you can ask those questions. But they had some Arcadia stuff, and I remember thinking, wouldn't mind one of them. But I've got a t-shirt wardrobe that's bulging. If it's not full up of Queen t-shirts, it's got Brooks's Bass Corner t-shirts and Star Wars t-shirts and tons of Prince t-shirts, Level 42 and Toto and Mr. Big and Winery Dogs, and I could go on. Gear manufacturers and string company t-shirts and all of that. One thing you get out of being a journalist at a bass mag, you get a lot of t-shirts. Stacey says T Public is one place to find them. I think that's where I got yours. Well, thank you very much. See, you wear a t-shirt on a video and people go, where'd you get it? I had that happened over and over again with the Bass Collection video when I had the Prince symbol in the Borealis glittery, what do you call it? Stud. They're not studs, but yeah, gemstone looking t-shirt, Diamante kind of thing. I had loads of people ask, where did you get that t-shirt? And they ask me now, and you can't get them. Well, you can if you want to buy it through Paisley Park merch, but I think they're about 3 times the price I paid for them. So I'm glad I bought 2 when they came out. But yeah, actually, anyone, if you see me wearing a t-shirt on any of the content here on the channel, if it's something I can buy or you can buy through Amazon, it will be in the Brooks's Base Corner store. If you see something and it's not in the store, tell me and I can create an affiliate link so the channel gets a little kickback if you buy the t-shirt. If it's a Brooks's Base Corner one, then the links are in the description box anyway. But I'll always steer you in the direction of where I got a particular shirt from if you're after something. I'm not saying I'm no model. But I do have a veritable collection of t-shirts, especially gig t-shirts that have been assembled over 40 years. God, 40 years next year. So yeah. Gig shirts are harder to come by, although a lot of bands now are regenerating their old tour merch because they know they're vintage designs and there's money in it. So you might as well make it available. Genesis are a perfect example of that. They keep putting out their old tour shirts and making a mint off it. Why wouldn't you? Frankly, especially if you've got a young up and coming audience who weren't there first time around. But yeah. Richard, model, you could set up a catwalk through the bass room. Yeah, that'd be great. That I haven't got room to swing a cat, let alone set a catwalk. But yeah, actually, we'll get onto that this week. It'll be a right old cleanup. Yeah. So Leo, favorite songs, Duran songs, favorite albums. What's your preference? Have you found anything that you suddenly gone, oh, I like that? Because when I find bands after the event, invariably there'll be a couple of songs and then I've got to find out what albums they were on. And then I go and listen to the albums. And then that opens up a whole rabbit hole of finding gigs from that time and performances and TV stuff. Let me know. Don't forget, start again. Don't forget to give the live chat a thumbs up, please, folks, if you'd be so kind. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps the channel, helps me. See, this is the thing. In the horizontal feed live chat, there's a poll. There's one in the vertical as well. And I say in there, have you given this live chat a thumbs up? And it says at the moment that 100% of the people that have voted in that poll have said yes. Yeah, I know the horizontal feed has had 75 views, but there aren't 75 thumbs ups. So someone's telling Porkies, folks, please. I know I keep banging on about it, but it really is that important. If you please give this live chat, any videos here on the channel, a thumbs up. It makes such a huge difference. It really does. It pushes the videos through the algorithm. It gives us a head start over other channels. And it helps to push the videos out to more bass players, more viewers. Then we get more people coming in. We get more knowledge, more expertise, more advice for everyone. Richard, that reminds me, I need to listen to Arcadia again soon. You should. And if you're going to listen to it on Spotify or YouTube, listen to the deluxe version from 2010. It's about 3 discs. You got the album, you got loads of remixes and stuff. Then there's loads of other versions and B-sides. 3rd disc is a DVD, which was originally available as a VHS of all the videos and the making the album and filming videos and promotion stuff. Worth having. I'm glad I bought that. It got deleted quite a while ago. And now I think it's worth something like about 150 quid. So I did well with that. Where are we? There. Right. Yeah, anyone that's doesn't know what Arcadia is, it was a spin-off project from Duran in '85. It has a lot of different influences on it. It's quite Japan-like in a number of ways, but the material is very accessible. Some great bass playing on it from Mark Egan. A lot of guest performers on it. Sting's on it. Grace Jones. Dave Gilmore's on it. Goodness me. All sorts of people. A couple of Roxy Music guys. Well worth listening to. There's another version on YouTube Music called So Red the Rose, 29 tracks. That's the one. That's the one. That's the first 2 discs in that set. So you hear the album all remastered and sounding lovely. Then you get all the B-sides, all the extra remixes, the versions that weren't released, and actually some tracks that weren't released that were recorded but not put out on the album originally. We will be covering this, Zuma and I, actually sooner than later. So next week's, well, this week, a video will come out for what we've filmed today, and then it's Rio, which is the big one. That'll probably get like 10 times more views than any of the other videos. Then 7 Ragged Tiger, then Arena, then it will be Power Station 1, and then Arcadia. And then we'll take stock and see where we are, see how the videos are doing, see how the analytics are performing, and we'll go from there. You won't find any live performances for Arcadia. You'll find mimed TV promotion, but there are no live performances. They never did a gig. They talked about it. There was going to be an extensive theatre tour with a lot of production, and it never came to pass. They, by the time all the promotion for the album and singles was finished, which was like late spring, early summer in '86, they were already back in the studio doing Duran, and I think they kind of knew the writing was on the wall. If they took Arcadia out on an album, on a tour, there might not be a Duran to come back to. So they had to get themselves back in and see where the rest of the band was at that point, and lo and behold, 2 members left. So I think they made the right decision, but it's a shame because we can't take a time machine back to '85 and see what that show might have looked like. I would love if I interviewed Nick Rhodes ever. I doubt I'll ever do that, but I would love to ask him, what were your plans for that show? What would it have been like? What would it have looked like? I'm sure they must have started talking about stage mock-ups and storyboards and stuff, production, imaging. It would have been great. But they would only have had the one album to perform, so they probably either would have had to have thrown some of the darker Duran songs and B-sides in, or potentially they wouldn't have done covers. I don't think. I don't know. I think it would have been more like a, dare I say it, a theatre production. So the songs wouldn't have been just the song and then you go to the next song. They would have probably linked it all through, maybe given it not a story, but it would have been more like a bit of a musical production in terms of it all sort of having sort of a linear sort of presentation for it. I don't know. It's all speculation. I'm just going on the interviews they did at the time where they were going, yeah, we're definitely taking this out on tour and we're already talking about the concepts and what we're going to do, and it never happened. It's a shame. Missed opportunity. Yeah, dancers. I always thought in my head that it would have been quite like the way As the Lights Go Down was interpreted, with all the extra dancers and the singers and the models and all that extra stuff, which actually it looked like when you watched it that it was all going on at the time in the gig. It wasn't. It was all done as part of the post-production for the arena, what became the arena film. As the Lights Go Down was the footage and the show around which the arena video was hung. So yeah, yes, very arty. Exactly. Yeah. Would have been good. Would have been good. But the thing is that probably the venues they would have wanted to play wouldn't have generated the cash to pay for it. It would have been a very expensive production, because back then Nick and Simon had very expensive taste. Stacey, yes, even My Own Way kind of hinted at that atmosphere. Yeah. Yeah. I always had grand plans as a kid that if I became a musician in a very big band and we were doing big gigs, to do shows at places like Wembley Stadium and all that, and have all that extra production going on behind the band, but so that the audience could see it either on an elevated stage or via the video screen thing. Again, I had no concept of what those sort of things cost. You just think in your mind's eye, this would look really good. Yeah, it would, but you got to pay for it. But like I say, it never happened. It didn't come to pass, sadly. And now that moment in time is lost. But and also the producer that produced it, Alex Sadkin, made it all sound as good as it does. He died, and he died 2 years after, I think, 87. With the black, red, grey, and you look at what they do with the graphics. Yeah, it would have been great. Would have been great. Maybe they could do it as like a hologram show. No one's going to do. I mean, look, Arcadia did not go to number one. The album didn't go to number one. It didn't do very well at all. Weirdly, I thought more people would have, more of the Duran fan community would have jumped on it at the time. It just sounds great. I think it sounds great. And again, with Alex Sadkin on production, it's not that dissimilar from the first Robbie Neville album. You've got all that sort of production influence in there. It is. It's just gone 8:30 here on Live Chat 148 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. We're talking bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass accessories, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on. You want to talk about great bass players? Come on and do it. Tell us who your favorite bass players are. You want to chew the bass fat? That's what we're all about. Let us know. But please give the video a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. It doesn't cost you anything. It is just a tap on your mouse or a tap on your phone screen or your tablet screen. Really helps the video, really helps the channel. YouTube loves it. Emojis are great. Feel free to give the emoji icon an absolute pummeling. And right, Stacey, do you believe the side projects kind of split the camps? See, I've read various things that John and Andy, their idea, and they got the hump, and then Arcadia got the hump that Power Station was happening. I don't know. They contradict themselves all the time, and it was look. Seven and the Ragged Tiger as an album did not have enough content from Andy on it, and I would love to hear a remix version of that with more of the guitar work. I think that would elevate that album. Again, we don't know what the money situation. Someone might well have said, if you do this side projects, they knew they weren't going to be touring, and you go out on tour, you're going to make all this money. But I don't know if they did. They probably spent so much because, as Roger Taylor says, they flew me over there to play drums. I literally lived in a hotel for a week. I was in the studio for about 20 minutes, and that was it. He literally just lived in the hotel for a week. So they paid for Concorde flights and hotels, and he only did 20 minutes. Do I think the side projects kind of split the camps. Maybe. It was a funny time back then. There was so much going on musically, so many new artists all the time. Prince was huge at that time. Culture Club had kind of gone by the wayside. Spandau Ballet, 84? No, they were touring that time. Wham were big. There was so much stuff. Look at now that's what I call music compilations from 83, 84, 85. It's just such a mix of stuff. Crazy, really. Martin Bix, I did like the Power Station, but then I'm a big JT fan, love Robert Palmer's 70s releases. There you go. Stacey, I had a foot in both. Yes, likewise. I was just happy to have more stuff by the members of one of my favorite bands at the time. So if that meant them doing 2 separate albums in different outfits, I was perfectly happy with that. I was young. You didn't know the pressures they were under and what the music business always looked glamorous back then. And yeah, you weren't aware of all the pressures and all that. It just looked like everything was great and fabulous and aren't we lucky? And it was a time. It was a time. The first Robert Palmer LP you ever bought was Maybe It's Live, which was the only place you could find Some Guys Have All the Luck. And it's not even his song. Go and check out Google to find all the back end of that song. It was an old, I think, a soul song or a reggae song. My stomach's rumbling. It's waiting for dinner. We had zero idea of the internal machinations, didn't know. That's about right. Didn't know what was going on. I think for Andy, the fact they couldn't tour again, as he says at the end of Sing Blue Silver, we can't tour again for a year. And then you look at the output after that. So Reflex single comes out. They do nothing until the Wild Boys. Arena, the video doesn't come out for another year. And then The View to a Kill. And it's like patchy. And actually, I should have said to Zuma earlier, the period that the band got signed with the lineup we all know through to the end of the Rio tour was the busiest that band ever was in terms of consistency of producing material and product and content. After that, it also, 83 was patchy because they were recording, but you can read about it in multiple books. They couldn't get their asses in gear. They were too busy partying and having a nice time. And then when they seriously had to knuckle down, they eventually got stuff done, but I'm sure they wouldn't say. And I think I've read various things from all of them saying they just did not think Seven Ragged Tiger was a strong enough album, but the record company demanded that they have it for a Christmas release. And it went to number 1. But again, there could be much more guitar on it. It's so synth heavy. Who can belie the tour that followed? It set everything. It basically created a career for them in America that, aside from that patch that we talked about in our Duran video last week, it's just kept them as a viable commodity in America, apart from that patch in the late 80s, early 90s. The Persuaders. What are you talking about, madam? I don't know to what you're referring to. What's the Persuaders? Martin, when the Power Station dropped, I had no idea who Robert Palmer was. I did. I knew. I'd kind of been hearing his stuff since about 1982. I think I was aware of his stuff, but now Pressure Drop with Little Feet back in, just brilliant. Truly 84 was a blur for them. Yeah. They worked hard on that American tour. The videos are there. You can see, and they needed a rest after that, which is why we didn't get much, but everything just became so patchy. I don't mean in terms of quality. I mean patchy in terms of output. There were big gaps between releases. The Persuaders, some guys have all that. That's it. There you go. Gaz, one of your favorite bands of the 80s was Style Council. See, I never got into them. I was never a fan of Paul Weller. Still not really, to be fair. I can respect his output and what he's done. And a friend of mine plays in the Style Councillors, the tribute band, and it's great bass stuff. No disputing that, but just I couldn't get on with the whole red wedge left politics stuff. That wasn't where I was coming from as a kid growing up musically. I didn't have an axe to grind, to be frank. It was I'll be Frank, you be Thomas. Yeah. Yeah, that never worked for me, but hey, if that was a thing for you, cool. Like I say, the bass work in Style Council was very good. Stacey, it was so clear the demand wasn't letting up. Correct. And if they wanted to survive with brains intact, a respite was needed. Yeah, unfortunately, the record industry, music industry doesn't stand still. So the problem was, by the time they did think, oh, right, we better go and do a new album, the whole, as I alluded to on last week's video with Zuma, the whole industry had changed. And they were no longer the band to watch. Right? Bands had come and gone. A lot of new stuff had come out. I remember 86 being a very eclectic year. 87 even more so. And by the time we get on to 88, so many things had changed. Their compass in terms of where are we in this must have been all over the shop. Richard, never really been bothered by the political side of popular music. No, likewise, it all passed over my head. Exactly. As a kid, I wanted music for entertainment, and you know, that's kind of borne out by the bands I followed and the bands I liked, the bands that appealed to me. I don't want to listen to Jimmy Somerville shouting about why Margaret Thatcher is a pain in the backside, and it was just, things will change, mate. They always change. No side ever stays in power forever, unless you're in Russia. Yeah, I don't want pop stars telling me who I should vote for and why I should vote for this and vote for that, and you need to go out and protest it. Well, yeah, but I was 12 years old. You know, based up in Scotland, it wasn't really something that was going to appeal to me. But there we go. Right, it is coming up 8:45. Things have slowed down somewhat, so I'm going to take an early exit here. I'm going to go and get some dinner because it's 8:45. So thank you very much, everyone. Been a pleasure as always. Thank you for all your input, all your messages, all getting involved. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Again, if you're watching this after the event, please give the video a thumbs up. You can still leave comments in the comments section. I will try and get that Chris Childs video up tomorrow, so keep checking back on the channel. If you subscribe, you'll get alerts when I put new material up. Feel free to watch the community tab. If I post messages here on the YouTube channel, that's where it goes. So Chris Childs interview, or me and him having a bit of a laugh, really, is what it is. It's not a serious interview at all. And then there will be bass demos this week. Next week's live chat will be on Saturday at 6 p.m. UK time. Oh, messages. Stacey, when Nick and Simon guest VJ'd on MTV, whole new slice of the music pie was served up to you. Japan, Roxy, Bowie, Robert Palmer. It was amazing. There we go. Richard, have a good dinner. I will try. Yeah, so demos, live chat next week will be on Saturday, 6 o'clock UK time in the evening. And videos will just be coming out, so just keep an eye on the socials, keep an eye on the community tab, keep an eye here on the channel. Gaz could agree, both Derek Green, Camille Hines are great players. Camille Hines had the second bass that Bernie Goodfellow ever made, and that's the one he used on Live Aid. On that little nugget, take care of yourselves, have a great week. If you're out gigging, look after yourselves, be careful on the roads. The weather's meant to get a little warmer this week here in the UK, so fingers crossed. On that note, I will catch you soon. Take it easy. Have a good week. Hopefully see you next Saturday. Take it easy.